just like make out like it's real. Don't just laugh along when we start saying all these things to different people. And the only instruction I was given was you can't interact with Capello, because they were like, you're not allowed to interact with Capello.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan van range. Scoring a winning hat-trick of performance, payload and price. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
With the headlines at 1:01, I'm Tom Clayton. Good afternoon. It's our understanding Manchester United have offered Michael Carrick a 2-year deal to be their new head coach. The offer includes an optional extra year. Here's talkSPORT's Alex Crook.
The long-term commitment that I think Michael Carrick was looking for. Manchester United, I don't believe, have spoken to too many alternative candidates. I think they've seen Carrick's body of work and they believe he is the best man for the job moving forward.
We'll have more on that one through the afternoon. Now, we understand Middlesbrough have been refused access to Southampton's Spygate hearing today. Only Saints and the independent panel will be there. The only championship precedent is Marcelo Bielsa admitting to spying back in 2019. Saints have stayed tight-lipped for now. talkSPORT's Scott Minto, though, has questioned the manager Tonda Eckert's character.
I'm sorry, he's guilty. We know he's guilty. He's going to come out, he's guilty. The question for me now is this a one-off? If it's a one-off, I think it'd be harsh to kick them out.
Well, we've been told by the EFL any Southampton appeal cannot go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport and so would be heard here by another independent panel. Contingency plans remain in place in case of the playoff final needing to be postponed. Now, Everton are paying tribute to one of the club's greatest servants. Seamus Coleman is leaving the club next month after 433 appearances. He's still deciding whether or not he'll stay on as a coach or he'll play elsewhere. Also, Bournemouth defender Marco Senesi's confirmed he's leaving this summer. Plus, we're told Arsenal are interested in West Ham midfielder Mateus Fernandes. And with West Ham at Newcastle on Sunday, Richarlison's confirmed that Spurs players have the weekend off to watch their relegation rivals. Spurs are next in action on Tuesday against Chelsea, and Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy will be doing a live watch-along on the talkSPORT YouTube channel.
talkSPORT News.
The look of joy on Paul Hawksbee's face, honestly. Wes Streeting has thrown his backing behind Andy Burnham, saying we need our best players on the pitch. And a teen's been jailed over the fatal e-bike crash at a zebra crossing. Emma has more at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit, where we've got a wider range of premium tyres than Britain has rainy days. Visit your local centre or book at quickfit.com today.
Dry with sunny spells for many, a few showers on the coast, with more developing inland too, feeling less cold than recent days.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000.
Oh my God.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT, where this afternoon, Andy, please tell us what's coming.
Well, coming up over the next 3 hours, we'll get Stan Collymore's take on the week's big football stories. Former City defender Danny Mills previews the FA Cup final, and Sky's pit lane reporter Rachel Brooks, once of talkSPORT, of course, is here to tell us the secrets of the F1 champion.
We'd also welcome your FA Cup final tales, chat to the Braintree player heading off to his second World Cup, and the former England cricket captain David Gower looks into a big summer.
And have you ever bought tickets in Glasgow for a concert in London?
Oh yeah, this is classic Andy Jacobs coming up.
It's all this, plus the clips of the week, the Falls Panel, and baseball's journey to the centre of the earth in Todd Macklin's American Sports Roundup.
That's right, it is 5 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Andy. And if anybody's watching on connected TV or YouTube today, you notice my eyes very red, a little bit
puffy,
swollen.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of a shock, really, because obviously we got Chelsea Spurs coming up, and Andy went all shed end on me and said, "Stand!" He just, no, of course he didn't. Conjunctivitis, the joy of having grandchildren.
Oh, yeah, of course. Nice. Brilliant.
So I'm going to be disappearing at 1:30 and 3:30 to put the eye drops in.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got to go in case you wonder where I've gone.
I love the irony of the halftime show at the World Cup final featuring the Muppets. Given FIFA's handling of the tournament so far, couldn't be more appropriate.
It felt so fitting, didn't it? Yeah.
Ridiculous. And the official World Cup song by Shakira, it's called Die Die, D-A-I-D-I. Sounds
yes, it's two Welsh lads.
Yeah, it should be recorded by Max Boyce.
Yeah. It's apparently, I think it's her 4th World Cup song that she's done over the years. She did one in
They're all so memorable, aren't they?
Well, do you want to hear the other 3? See if we can find them for you later. Maybe we'll come out of a couple of the breaks this afternoon with the best of Shakira's World Cup songs. Probably the most famous one is the South Africa one, wasn't it? Which I say most famous. I can't remember what it was called.
I know what you mean.
Anyway, Andy, you've got a lovely day at the FA Cup final tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking
Talking to grandkids, you're going with your grandson. It's his first final.
Yeah, that's everything, isn't it?
Of course it is.
3 generations at the final.
It's lovely. It's what it's all about.
Look, I'm not completely pessimistic.
No, you shouldn't be.
You know, I mean, look, I watched City on Wednesday night just to see if I could cheer myself up a bit. See if they were a bit, a few injuries, something, and Bernardo Silva calf strain. But no, they played really well. And half the team was on the bench. Yeah. I know. So you think to yourself,
they've got a lot of depth in the squad. You've got players back. I see Reece James's Colwell's back. You've got good players back.
Look, on paper they should win, but we'll see. And
I won't be at all surprised if it goes to extra time.
I'm thinking 1-1.
Ideally, I'm hoping for extra time and pen, so you'll get a bit flogged for Tuesday.
I won't worry about it.
What's the best scenario for my lot then at your place Tuesday? Is it you winning and or you losing on the floor? Yeah?
Losing. Yeah, losing.
I'm sorry, Andy, but come on, City.
Yeah, because I think that what would happen is the team would, the fans would turn up Tuesday night wanting them to beat Spurs, but being pretty angry.
Yeah. Well, it depends what happens.
I've got a feeling, knowing the way football clubs work, I don't know this for a fact in any shape or form, but if they lose the final, if they lose to Spurs, I guarantee they announce the new manager like next week.
I was reading a piece today. Someone is suggesting that will they play 3 at the back again, which is the Xavi Alonso blueprint. Will they give him a sight of what he can get with 3 at the back? Did you like 3 at the back the other day?
I think it depends on the manager and the person and the way they play and how fit the team are. And Chelsea have been outrunning. Funny enough, last weekend was the first game they haven't been outrun by Liverpool. So I think there's an element to be addressed there, and we'll see. It's been the second half of the season's been a disaster, isn't it? I mean, we are the worst team in the league.
I don't know. Hold my beer, is what I would immediately say to you. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be poring over all the big football matches this weekend. We think we get a couple of FA Cup final war stories because things go on around cup finals. They're always, you get some interesting little tales of what goes on. Maybe you got a last minute ticket. I think we've all done that one. And when people go along thinking, well, I hope to try and pick up a ticket on the day. I've had mates when we've had tickets and they've not. And they're going around the touts and you're thinking, I'll leave it till 5 to 3 because the price. Not that we suggest you buy from touts, but of course, let's live in the real world. But I remember back in the day, I mean, it's been a long time since I went to a cup final.
On your phone.
Yeah, I went to a cup final in '91. That was the last time I was at the final. Great, in the FA Cup final. And there were a few of the boys just trying to leave it till 5 to 3. The touts would be desperate.
1997, when Chelsea beat Middlesbrough, I did run down the street in my underpants, but we hadn't won anything for 25 years.
Wow. So that was, I mean, that is an offence, strictly speaking.
What, in your pants?
Well, yeah.
No, I mean, it is it? I'm not wrong.
I mean, if I saw, I mean, it
wasn't revealing.
That was 25 years ago. So you what, in your late 50s?
Yeah, hold on, how much was
50-year-old man running down the street in his pants? I mean, I'd be ringing social services. So that's a little one. I mentioned before when we came back from the 81 Cup final with my mate driving, designated driver, decided to stop for a pint on our way to Trafalgar Square where we were going to celebrate after the game when still Ricky Villa, the replay. And we stopped at this pub. I mean, we should have known. I think it was sort of Kilburn way, which was asking for trouble. Yeah. So we stopped in the pub, And we opened the door of this pub, and we were all wearing these. There was a band in the 70s called the Rubettes, and they did champion these hats. They were kind of weird, very 70s, 80s looking caps that people wore to matches. Not like a baseball cap. There was no credibility. Everybody who wore one looked like an idiot.
I remember.
It's like a sort of Gatsby cap. You know what I mean? That sort of panelled cap. You'd know what I mean. And we all go in there with our Tottenham shirts on and our Gatsby caps to be confronted by the biggest Arsenal flag at that stage of my life I'd ever seen.
Like Frank Spencer.
And a lot of very upset, angry Arsenal fans who'd been watching the game. This was a proper Irish Arsenal pub.
What a great place to be.
And I think we've ever run back to... I was like one of those where the van was... Or the mate's van was driving off as a few of us were jumping in the back of it to get out of the car park. So anyway, you might have some FA Cup war stories along the way. talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J 03717223344.
I just like this headline in the Times. This is boring World Cup matches. Blame the heat. That it might be, the games might be boring because it's so hot. So much hotter than it was in 94. But I was thinking, no, you can blame Pep's possession football on that, mate. Don't worry about it.
Is it really going to be hotter than in 94?
Apparently, yeah. Hold on. A research initiative found that players and fans attending the World Cup faced much higher risks from heat and humidity as opposed to the 94 tournament. And that was pretty hot.
Well, at the final I was at in Pasadena, there was no roof on the stadium. And I think at one point, 106, 107 in the old American money. Oh. So, yeah, that's what you're dealing with.
Not good for football. It doesn't lead to great football.
Well, that wasn't, as Tim Vickery always says, that wasn't a great final. And that's because it was just stupidly hot, even for Brazil.
I think we're going to see this time as well.
Well, let's hope for the best, Dave. We're going to bring it all to you here on talkSPORT. David Gower joins us this afternoon. Not to talk about the World Cup, but we're going to talk a bit of cricket. News today that Jofra Archer will miss the first test of the summer against New Zealand so he can play in the IPL. You're not happy, are you, Andy?
No, it's ridiculous. You've got priorities. I mean, that is ridiculous. But that is the way of the world, but it's quite sad, isn't it?
We'll get the ex-England skipper's take on that, some of the new faces that are likely to play this summer. Danny Mills will kick us off, though, former Manchester City and England defender. Look ahead to the FA Cup and other matters besides. We'll have some clips of the week for you. Stan Collymore joins us. Among the conversation points will be Harvey Elliot and his wasted season at Villa and the politics around that. And our old colleague and newsreader, Rachel Brooks, who is now a top F1 Sky pit lane reporter, of course, has written a fine new book. And she's spoken to all the great and good of F1. And we're going to find out the secrets to Formula One success. So Rachel in with us later. Tommy Smith, the Braintree player, is off to the World Cup in New Zealand. And getting Braintree a bit of a windfall as well, which is quite the story. So that's all to come. Plus Mbappe being booed by his own fans. Does he deserve to be the lightning rod for everything that's wrong at Real Madrid? And lots more besides. We'll build up to our boxing tomorrow. Dave Allen, one of the great characters of British boxing in action in his native Doncaster. So we'll be crossing to Donny a little bit later on. But that's all to come. We're here, of course, with our good friends at the Toolstation Trade Club. You'll get 10% off every electrical and lighting product when you buy cable and flexes. First stop, Toolstation.
Let me ask this. Out of all the players that Tottenham have, in terms of technical dribbling ability, is Maddison not able to change the direction of the ball at drop of a hat? Is he not, though? Is that not his bag? Yeah. That's what he can do, right? Yeah. Come on now.
How often?
Come on now.
What we talking? You're talking about James Maddison. Like,
here we go. He hates it.
I don't care about James Maddison, but we can't pretend that James Maddison is some sort of...
Maddison would walk into your squad right now.
James Maddison.
Maddison would walk into your squad right now.
There isn't a Chelsea.
And furthermore, in terms of your 10s and creative players, if Maddison was on his day, he'd be the best one in your team. On his day, yeah.
This is the most wild thing I've ever heard.
Who are your cams? It's not. Cole Palmer.
You do what wild comments.
It's very rare that I'm speechless, but this is that moment.
Cole Palmer, I'm a fan of Cole. I think he's great. And on his day, he's an amazing player, yeah. I do think Madders, though, on his day, provides something that you don't have in your squad right now.
James Maddison wouldn't have got into a Chelsea squad in the last 40 years.
That's insane.
There isn't one Chelsea squad.
He's getting in this squad.
There isn't a Chelsea
right
squad
now.
with James
Start for you now.
James Maddison.
While he was injured, he would have started for you.
James, do you know what? If he was part of our squad, do you know what he'd be doing? He'd be vlogging it from the sidelines, sitting with opposing fans' YouTube channel.
You know what, yeah? My Spurs friends have warned me about you, yeah?
Yeah, trust me.
But look, I respect it. I actually respect what you're saying. Like, it's fair enough. You're entitled to an opinion. You're wrong, but you're entitled to an opinion.
I'm completely correct.
No,
you are wrong. Trust me. You're wrong. You're actually wrong. He's wrong. Tell him.
Do you know part of the reason why Tottenham are in this predicament?
Go on.
It's because of the standards that are set by vice-captain James Maddison, sitting in the stands, vlogging with angry Ginge as you concede goals against Man United.
I have no problem with that at all. I think he's a great player. If he wants to vlog while he's injured, he's got an ACL. What do you want him to do? Sit around moping?
That's a Tottenham mentality.
You get in your squad.
All right.
Maddison.
Yeah.
Maddison doesn't
He would.
You've got so many players in your squad.
He would.
Like,
By the way,
the same winger.
By the way, I just want to.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000.
Oh my God.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
There are never any guarantees in the FA Cup.
Wide to Neto, who's in the area, produces a cross. Enzo Fernandez is there, and he heads it home.
There's a sense that there's no accountability, that they have no consequences.
Yeah.
And we have got some good players. There's some genuinely world-class players there.
Palmer is striding up to the edge of the area, gets it back, and arrows it into the top corner.
There's always pressure. There's pressure to win every game, but this game as well, there's pressure. You have to accept that and embrace that.
And the Eagles have landed it. Crystal Palace win the FA Cup.
Every year we were there. Even last season we were in the, the final FA Cup.
Gonzalez again. Oh, one of the great Wembley semi-final goals.
You can win or lose, but at the end when you arrive at the last stage, just being there, fighting for the title, trying to find the club.
The first side in the rich history of this competition ever to make it through to 4 successive finals.
Yeah, 2 big clubs in the FA Cup final tomorrow at Wembley. We got a full day of programming for you here on talkSPORT, so we're right across that, obviously. Joining us now, look ahead at the game, is the former City and England defender, Danny Mills. Hi, Danny.
Good afternoon, gents.
Well, there you are. I can see you moving. You're in the passenger seat, clearly.
On my way to Wembley, almost.
Oh, okay.
Brilliant.
I should know this, Danny, but did you play in an FA Cup final or not?
No, I didn't. Never got anywhere near close. League Cup final, yes, but FA Cup, I think I only ever made it to the 5th round. Never had a particularly good run, but obviously remember watching it as a kid, the great days of watching it from like 9 in the morning, the coach arrivals and everything. And it's still for me a fantastic day out.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of finals. Recently, I've been to a lot of finals where Chelsea have lost, which is quite depressing. But and on paper, it doesn't look much down for them tomorrow. But of course, the game's got to be played. But it's difficult to make a case against City, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously resting players in the week as well gives them a little bit of advantage. Obviously, your beloved Chelsea, I think obviously getting rid of Liam Rosenior before the semi-final was huge. I think that gave them a chance in that game against Leeds and obviously got them through, gave them that little bit of a boost. But going up against City, who are in good form, Pep will be desperate, to win yet another trophy. I think it's going to be very, very difficult for Chelsea to get a result in this.
I mean, look, they've got a few players. They've got Colwell back. They've got Reece James back. They've got some of their big hitters. They've undoubtedly, when you look down their 11, there are some great players in there. So it's just making it click, isn't it?
It's the season for the Chelsea players. I mean, if they win this, they get away with a really terrible season. If they don't...
And they get into Europe, of course.
Yeah, they get into Europe. If they don't, they're going to get castigated and, it's a bit of a disaster.
So the pressure's on Chelsea.
Well, they need to... Yeah. I think it is.
So you find it hard to make a case for them, Danny?
I think it is difficult. Yes, they've got some great individuals. They haven't played as a great team so far this season. You've got a new, very inexperienced manager coming up against one of the best in the world. You can argue that Chelsea have got some good players, but so have City. And City have probably got better players in better form. And I'm pretty sure that the likes of John Stones, Bernardo Silva will want to sign off with a trophy and will want to sign off with a very, very strong performance.
They were a bit iffy against Everton, though, the other week, weren't they? That wasn't their best performance.
I mean, there's stories that Everton should have had another penalty in that game as well.
It's not the greatest City team of all time. I think we all accept that. They are still very, very good. They are very, very strong. And I think, Chelsea will have to be at their absolute best, and City will need to be a little bit off it for Chelsea and Andy to have a good day.
Well, that's all. I've got a formula for beating City. Haaland has to miss a lot of chances. Your goalkeeper has to be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And then you might have a chance, but that doesn't happen very often.
No.
I've got a better one, Andy. Just score more goals than them. It's that simple.
That'll work.
Well, that's what Everton did. Everton ultimately went toe-to-toe with them, didn't they?
They did.
They were bold. Maybe you've got to be bold.
Well, I think they have. I mean, they've got to go for it. They can't. There's no point just sitting back and waiting to get beaten.
No, that's very true. Now there's been something about Pep recently, Danny. He's so relaxed. He's laughing away. He's talking about going to Stockport and can't be bothered watching bad games when he's joking. He's doing the
going, isn't it?
U Irons sign last week before the Arsenal game. So relaxed that you start to think this could well be his last sort of Wembley hurrah tomorrow.
Well, I think they had this, a season or so ago when they weren't quite sure if he was going to go, if he was going to stay. And that obviously ended up a bit of a problem in terms of recruitment. I think they would have guarded against that this time around. And I think they will know and understand what Pep's intentions are, come the end of the season. Does he win this trophy? Does he want one more go at the Premier League if they don't win it and Arsenal pip them to that? Probably, I would suggest. Will he want to go out, finish in second? Very, very unlikely. So, it may well depend on how the rest of the season finishes.
When they want to announce...
I've heard it's a done deal, but we'll see.
Yeah, when they want to announce him going before the end of the season so he can get a bit of a reception from the City fans.
I don't think so. That's never really worked in the past, has it, for too many clubs? When they say, the manager's going in 3 months, 6 months, he's not going to be there at the end of the season. It's difficult, even when you've got cup finals and games to look forward to. I think they'll want to keep their focus till right the very, very end. They might do it in the last game if there's nothing more to play for, if the title is over. But I would suggest they want to keep absolute concentration and focus right to the very, very end of the season.
There is a world in which they don't get the result they need against Bournemouth, and it means Arsenal won the title, and then that would allow them against Villa at home on that final day to announce it in the build-up to that, wouldn't it? You could see that timeline working out.
Yeah, I still think it's highly unlikely. If Arsenal don't eventually, well, it would be a disaster for Arsenal if they don't win those two games. You couldn't have asked for two better games. Obviously, City have got Bournemouth in between that. Could possibly take it to the last game, but I doubt it. I think City probably now have realised a couple of games, and that obviously that goal that wasn't given for West Ham against Arsenal is probably a little bit too much for them.
Now, finally, Danny, you've reached that stage of your life where you're turning out for the vets now. You were with the Kirkstall Vets today in Leeds, but tell us more about that. Why were you there?
Yeah, it's just to go on about sort of knee injections, arthrosamid. I ran the London Marathon last year, and like yourselves, I'm coming into middle age, and the body's starting to fail a little bit. And my knees were really sore, swollen, arthritic. You know, they're not great, and they haven't been. I probably shouldn't be running marathons anyhow. That's not the best idea. But I was very, very fortunate through the PFA and the LMA, found out about a new injection and a knee route. I've gone down that route and had these injections 9 months ago now, and it's given my knees a new lease of life. I can mornings. I don't have to come down the stairs sideways anymore. Wow. That's a huge bonus. And also, I don't have to worry about, rolling backwards on the bed to try and get my socks on as much as anything. So not only can I can run around a little bit, I can play a little bit of golf, and I can walk a lot better. I'm pain-free, and, arthrosamid's been fantastic. And I recommend anybody that's got bad knees, arthritic knees, swollen knees, sore knees, have a real good look into it, because it can delay knee surgery for 3, 5, 10 years.
Wow.
And that's massive, because surgery's great, but there's all massive risks associated with it. So if you can delay surgery for the sake of having a few injections, it's an absolute game changer. It's like a gel that goes into your knee, sticks inside. Unlike some of the fluids that go in, it stays there. It binds to, your natural body sources, and stays in there as a gel for an awful lot longer. So, yeah, it's been great for me. It's been great for a lot of ex-athletes. But like I said, anyone that's coming up to middle age and a little bit older, that still wants to get around and have an active lifestyle and no knee pain, arthrosamid is absolutely magnificent.
Excellent. All right. Well, Danny, it's clearly worked for you. Good stuff. Pleased to hear it. Enjoy the game tomorrow. All the best.
Cheers, guys.
Danny Mills there, a former Manchester City and England fullback. And as we said, we've got a full day of programming, lots of build-up to the FA Cup final tomorrow here on talkSPORT. We've got live football for you tonight. We've got Salford-Grimsby, League 2 playoff semi-final. Second leg, Notts County versus Chesterfield. That's over on the app. So we've got lots and lots going on for you this evening. And was it Villa-Liverpool tonight as well, isn't it?
It is.
Blimey, yeah, we got Villa. We got that for you on talkSPORT, yeah. So lots and lots of football for you this evening ahead of the FA Cup final. David Gower is going to join us very, very shortly. We're going to talk a bit of cricket and look ahead to the summer. But Fiery Fridays are back again and out there on the talkSPORT Daily podcast. Adrian Durham, Alex Crook, Angelina Kelly arrive every Friday on with one blazing hot take in each episode. Adrian thinks the PGMOL should subsidise fans' season tickets next season for the crimes of VAR. I'm not arguing with that. Crookie brings Bournemouth getting Champions League would match Leicester winning the league. If you want to hear more, then the talkSPORT Daily, I think Angelina's is. She wants Tottenham to go down, so she's well off my Christmas card list, if that's the case. So if you want to hear more, then the talkSPORT Daily is available on all podcast platforms now. But David Gower with us next.
Ben White is to miss the rest of Arsenal's season and is set to be ruled out of the World Cup. A suspected knee ligament injury for Ben. He picked it up on Sunday. I think it was a 50-50, wasn't it, with Somerville. of West Ham. Now, up until now, Tuchel has ignored Trent Alexander-Arnold since his move to Real Madrid this summer. Could it be goodbye Ben and hello Trent? What do you think?
My gut feeling is Tuchel just doesn't fancy Trent, no matter who's fit or not, to be honest, from a defensive point of view. That's how it feels. The recent squad, he had, 36, and he didn't put him in, so I don't see why I'd be putting him in now.
You think he's decided he's not going to be featured?
Feels that way.
Yeah.
I might be completely wrong, but
no matter what.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be going. It's a shame for Ben White because he seems to be in a good books for Tuchel, and he's just started to get his form back a little bit, playing regularly because Timber's injury. He's decent player.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know Gary Neville had a little criticism of the way he made that tackle. I kind of make him right in a way, but the problem you've got now, because I missed the final once by dangling a leg. Rio come through me hard, Rio Ferdinand, the way it leads it was. And I did my ligaments, missed the final because of it. And I look back on the tackle and think, yeah, I should have gone in full tilt. Problem you've got now with the way the rules are, especially with the follow-through rule, even if you go in full tilt and you do get the ball, but you catch someone on the way through,
and you get a red card.
Yeah, it actually encourages you to be a bit more tentative.
So what is it when you're going in fairly committed, but don't end up truly committed?
Yeah.
I mean, Gary Neville said Ben White just hangs his leg there. It's poor. He's got to be stronger than that. He's hurt himself there.
Yeah, and that's my point.
He says you're asking for trouble by doing that.
Yeah, he's right.
It's our understanding Manchester United have offered Michael Carrick a 2-year contract with an optional extra. The club wants the deal done by this weekend. Carrick has taken Man United to third in the Premier League, winning 10 out of his 15 games in charge. Next, we're told Middlesbrough have been refused access to Southampton's Spygate hearing today. Only Saints and the independent panel will be there. We could get a ruling on Southampton's alleged spying today. Here's our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook.
If it is systematic, it doesn't just affect Middlesbrough, does it? Take Wrexham, for example, who missed out on a playoff place on the last day of the season. They got hammered by Southampton towards the end of the campaign. Had that result have gone differently, they would have been in the top 6. Yeah. Do they have a claim as well?
The EFL have warned the playoff final with Hull City could still be postponed. Here's Scott Minto saying the rules have been poorly drafted.
You have to blame the EFL for this as well, though. The law's in place, but not the penalty. How can you have a law in place and then say, look, right, you do this, you get that? And that's not the case.
The EFL have confirmed the case cannot go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, and any appeal would be heard here by another independent panel. And Seamus Coleman's thanked Everton fans for helping him in more ways than they could imagine. He's leaving Everton after 17 years and is still deciding whether he'll stay on as a coach or play elsewhere.
Get that winning feeling, courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Now, do you fancy £25,000 in your hand, completely tax-free at talkSPORT? Our competition's just got a whole lot bigger, with even more prizes up for grabs to give you that winning feeling. So to celebrate, we're giving you the chance to win big were 25 grand. But hurry, entries close Monday at 4 p.m. Here's what you need to do, Andy.
For your chance to win, head to talksportwin.com.
Yes.
Or text WIN to 83338. Text and online entries cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call 0343 418 7260. Entries must be in by Monday at 4 p.m. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus. UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksportwin.com. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 right now.
Just before we chat to David Gower, let's check in with Gabby Partington watching the US PGA unfold. Hi, Gabby.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you both?
Yeah, we're good, thank you. Scotty Scheffler's still going rather well, we understand.
He is indeed. He's not off 5 minutes. He gets underway from the 10th tee. He was actually part of a 7-way tie. It's actually one of the most crowded major leaderboards of the modern era. The 7-way tie, though, just has reduced to 6. Martin Kaymer, former champion back in 2010, he actually just dropped one on the second. But funny story, actually, regarding Martin Kaymer, because, as you know, similar to the Masters, they have a champions dinner before the tournament starts. Now, Martin Kaymer, he was sat next to one of the PGA of America, one of the gentlemen from that, and he actually asked him, he said, "Oh, are you playing this week, or are you still playing?" And Martin was like, "Yeah, I'm teeing it up. I'm a 2-time major champion." So he said that made him feel extra motivated, and rightly so. He's close, just one back at the top of the leaderboard. Defending champion, world number 1, as I mentioned, Scotty Scheffler, right in the thick of it at 3 under, and he's just about to get underway alongside Justin Rose and Matt Fitzpatrick. We've got to talk about some big names who are struggling, though. Obviously, Rory McIlroy, he tees off later, 4 over after that nightmare stretch of 4 straight bogeys yesterday, while Bryson DeChambeau has even more work to do at +6. But let's talk about the weather, because it could become a factor this afternoon. It's quite chilly out there, a little bit of sunshine peeking through, but the wind's expected to freshen with gusts around 20 miles an hour.
PGA Championship update on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals, guaranteed.
I wish golf reporters would say dropped a shot rather than drop one.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Well, yeah, we know what we mean.
We know.
So, we've covered a lot of different sports on this show, but this was a new sport on us. Now, this is table cricket. Now, you're probably thinking it's the old Ian Botham cricket game.
I thought it was,
It's a Buteo cricket, but not a bit of this is a completely different sport. Here to tell us more about it and to talk a bit of cricket as well, of course, afterwards, is the former England skipper, David Gower. Hi, David.
Very good afternoon to you both.
Good to see you. So tell us more about table cricket. You were there with the Lord's Taverners today at Lord's, and I said we watched the video that's on the website, and it's played on a sort of table tennis table, isn't it?
It's absolutely ingenious, I've got to say that. The guy who invented it all those years ago, 15 years ago or so now, is rightfully very proud of it, because it allows disabled children, there's kids in wheelchairs who can play this game. As you say, it's a table tennis table with walls. The walls have sliding bits on which you can field with, so the fielders are gathered around, the ball slides down a chute, little miniature bat which you try and hit it into the gaps to score 4s and 6s. And the scores are incredible. What's so good about it, when you see this final stand, there are something like 1,000 schools plus who start the process all those months ago. But you see it's actually 11 teams today. One didn't make it. 12 teams in the finals. They play competitively as anyone would out on the cricket field itself. They play with the right spirit. It's all the things that cricket should be for able-bodied people transferred into the realm of the disabled and the disadvantaged. The spirit is absolutely brilliant. I mean, the atmosphere in the hall, they use the nursery pavilion at Lord's to host this. The spirit is brilliant. The competitive spirit is brilliant. The team spirit is brilliant. No one is allowed to leave the room, to leave Lord's today without a big, big smile on their faces.
Brilliant. Do they have a 10-minute white ball version?
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. Have you had a go, David? What were you like?
I have. Well, some of the skills are transferable, to be honest. Nice little miniature bat. I can manage that nowadays. Probably couldn't lift a proper bat now. I tell you what, we had a genius thing just before COVID. So 6 years ago, the Lord's Taverners had a trip to Cape Town, and Mike Gatting and myself played table cricket on the top of Table Mountain.
Oh wow.
You can imagine Gatting against Gower. That was quite competitive as well. brilliant idea. And we got the sort of South African version of Taverns to try and take it on. But here in the UK, I say it's over 1,000 schools take part at the start of it all. 12 end up here at Lord's to try and raise the trophy.
Go and check the little video out. It's on the Lord's Taverners website. If you just put table cricket into Google, it comes up first, and it is. It looks a really good game. So, news today, David, that Jofra Archer is going to miss the first test against New Zealand to stay in the IPL. It's not gone down massively well. Not gone down massively well in this studio.
Not
but
really.
I've seen Mark Butcher and others commenting already. What's your take on this?
It's not gone down massively well with me either. It is a reflection, of course, as people have to acknowledge, of the power, the sheer power of Indian cricket, of the BCCI, of the IPL itself. For me, probably like everyone else you've spoken to today, I would have sought a compromise. I'd have wanted ECB to be firmer, to say, look, because let's face it, ECB looked after Jofra for a couple of years when he was out with injuries, and he was paid millions of pounds to walk the dog on Brighton Beach. And I think some of that loyalty should be repaid. If he wants to finish his career in however many years' time, proudly looking back on an England career where he's taken wickets, made a few runs, caught the catches, done some special things for England, then I think a little bit more commitment to the cause would be a very, very good optic indeed. As I say, it is a reflection of the power of IPL, a reflection of the power of Indian cricket, and the hold they have over our players nowadays. But let's face it, after last winter, and I don't want to go back over the whole samozzel of last winter in Australia, England needs and wants to start the summer on a good note. New Zealand are a great team. I love watching New Zealand play cricket, and they punch above their weight regularly. So you cannot afford to take New Zealand lightly. So my priority, if I was Brendan McCullum, Rob Key, I'd have tried to find ways to negotiate. I mean, I know it's not easy, but negotiate with India, with the IPL, to say, is there any way we can get our player, centrally contracted player, and that includes Bethel as well in the same bracket, to come back and be ready for this first test against New Zealand? Because what we all want as England fans and as former England players, whichever bracket or both you're in, is to see this team justify its talent and win games.
Talking of Bethel, I mean, you must really like him. It's sort of, I mean, he's not you, but he has he has a similar style and a similar look, and he's a wonderful player, isn't he? Potentially,
he's an enormously talented player. Yes, I wouldn't want to compare him. I just say he is him. I always have this thing. Whenever you start talking, in my era, of course, we after both of them, we were always looking for a new Botham, be it Flintoff or Stokes, who's rivaling Beefy now. I just like players being themselves. Bethel has got a very, very special talent. And I was there in Sydney for that 5th Test match where that 100 he made was awesome to watch. It was a highlight in a dismal tour. And especially for a left-handed number 3, I can identify with that. I can admire that. And if he gets things right, I mean, he's got the talent, he's got the temperament. If he gets it all right, he's got, shall we say, 15 years maybe at number 3, maybe it's somewhere else. He might want to slip down to Joe Root's place in due course, but that's irrelevant. He's got so much talent and so much time. He could be a spectacularly good player for England. So I would like it. And the other thing I always say about this is that, for instance, all these guys, when they look back on their careers in due course, will probably, and I hope, pick out something special they did playing for England in Test matches as a highlight. When Virat Kohli last year said, well, winning the IPL special, but it's not as special as playing well in Test matches, that reflects the fact that someone like Virat rates Test cricket still very, very highly as the best part of the game, the most important part of the game. And I want that to stay. Obviously, there is a huge amount of competition against Test cricket from white ball franchise cricket around the world. People love watching the white ball franchise cricket. I obviously much prefer watching red balls being dealt with skill and all the right considerations. But we need to sort of do something to protect and prolong Test cricket for as long as we can. And the top players in the world endorsing it is very, very important. So I would have liked to have seen some potential negotiation between ECB and IPL to get these England players back ready to play a very important Test series for England.
Yeah, I think a lot of people completely agree with that. David, a pleasure as always. Thanks for joining us. All the best.
Nice to hear you both.
Take care.
Have a good day.
Thanks.
There's David Gower there, the former England cricket captain.
If you've never seen David Gower play, there's so much old cricket on YouTube. And if you just put in David Gower batting, you'll see what a genius he was.
No, what a player. Fantastic. So thanks to David. Paddy Power, the man himself, going to join us for a chat next. We're going to look at all the latest odds around the FA Cup, title and relegation, bit of World Cup. Who's he going to be supporting at the World Cup? We'll find out as well. He's getting right behind. Okay. Anyway, that's all to come. We'll have a chance of a bit of a chat. Andy's got a load of his mad cuttings to inflict on us later on. You are listening to Hawksbee and Jacobs on... Sorry?
Blame Brian Limford.
Yeah, blame Brian Limford, the serial letter writer to the Star. We're here with our good friends at Tool Station. First stop, Tool Station.
We've got Jason Bourne sitting in front of the back three.
What goes over the top?
Yeah, but Jason Bourne's just going to eat everyone up.
You got Shaggy running in behind
No,
Jaws.
Shaggy's didn't make the team. You binned him.
Who's there?
Talkie, Jaws and Scooby-Doo.
Okay. All right, fine, okay.
All right, here we go, boys. Well done, everyone. This is a good team. Our Spy Sports Bar 11. In goal, we've got Octopussy.
That's why.
Well, it's just good arms. Good arms.
They've got
back three.
Arms and legs.
We've got the back three, the walkie-talkie, Jaws, and Scooby-Doo. Solid back three.
I'm happy with that.
Up and down Scooby-Doo, walkie-talkie, good community, and Jaws, edit and kick it. Jason Bourne in midfield, eating everyone up with the binoculars for vision in the middle of the pitch. Inspector Gadget, player number 10. The main man, does everything. He's got the lot. Johnny English, out left. Can go missing. Can be a bit of a mess, but he always comes up with something. Right wing, the Maverick. Got the mojo, Austin Powers. And then up front, we've got the fake moustache, he's good in the box. And we've got James Bond, because he shoots to kill. That is
I think we pulled it together, you know.
Bar 11 on Spying. All right, and we're going to carry this on, by the way, guys, because up next, it gets better. We are joined by former British military intelligence officer Philip Ingram to tell us where it all went wrong for Southampton and Spygate.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000.
Oh my God.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Power on talkSPORT. Check out Paddy's latest offers on the Paddy Power app or at paddypower.com. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
You're a good soldier, choosing your battle. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off and back in the saddle. You're on the front line, everyone's watching. You know it's serious, we're getting closer, this isn't over.
That's Shakira. She's going to be part of the halftime show this summer's World Cup. That's her first effort, 2010, Andy.
Fabulous.
For South Africa, and we'll be playing you all of the Shakira, not all of the Shakira back catalogue, but her World Cup stuff. That's a bit much. Yeah. Anyway, from the FA Cup final, the finale of the Premier League and the World Cup just weeks away, there is a huge summer of football in the offing, and here with all the latest odds is Paddy Power himself. Good afternoon, Paddy.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm just wondering, is Shakira, she's going to be pretty tired. She's doing half-time at every World Cup match.
Yeah. Yeah. She's going to be like Phil Collins at Live Aid, constantly living. Good for the air miles. No, just the final, Paddy. They're going to have an extended, okay. Just to allow the players on a hot day to get cramped up and all get injured in the second half.
Yeah, tremendous.
Fantastic. Make it an absolute dog of a second half. As long as we win it, England. Talking of which, who are you going to support? The boys in green have not made it, Paddy, so who are you getting behind?
Yeah, they haven't made. Like, I can't say England because I'm contractually obliged as an Irishman not to be allowed. But I do. I would have I really would like England to go far because I think the tournament is just better, isn't it? Like it's sorry because for us because they're the players we kind of follow and know. But I kind of I won't. It's weird. I think France are going to win it, but I kind of find it hard enough to support them. I just have this weird dislike of Kylian Mbappe. I'm not sure why. I just ever since he kind of became the boss of Real Madrid, remember the big contract thing where they said he was picking the team and all that kind of stuff. I really didn't like that. But yeah, I think France will probably win. But I'm gonna support Brazil as well because they're Brazil and just hope that they'll play because they used to. We have this romantic memory of Brazil, don't we? Of like back in the day when they were good at football, well, better at football than they seem to have been the last few World Cups. But hopefully if they play decent football, it'll be good. But the South Americans are quite cynical, aren't they? Like realistically.
Well, Argentina more than Brazilians.
You'll have to be Patrice Pouvoir, won't you, then, for the tournament?
Yeah, that could work. I could try that. I could try that.
That definitely works.
See if that'll work, yeah.
So I'm confused. The answer to your question is I'm confused. I'm not sure who to support just yet.
I think Spain will have a shout as well.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You're not going Curacao then?
No.
Fair enough. So, FA Cup final tomorrow, Paddy. Andy's off there. 3 generations of Jacobs going along. So
3 generations of disappointment.
Well, no, not necessarily. I guess City are favourites, aren't they?
Yeah, City, they're short. Like they're 1-3 to win the cup, and Chelsea 9-4. That's just to lift the cup. And in the match itself, City are odds on as well. They're 4-6, and Chelsea 7-2, and the draw is 3-1. It's you're trying to think of angles here. Like City obviously are still chasing the league, even though it's unlikely that they'll win it. And they've got a cup in their back pocket. Chelsea, pretty disastrous season so far, but winning the FA Cup would be nice, I guess. I mean, on the day, like maybe City are a bit too short. I mean, you have to think they're favourites to win it, but maybe Chelsea are a little bit generous at 7-2 to win the game. Would you be confident, Andy?
Well, I'm strangely confident for no reason whatsoever.
I think you're quite confident it could go. I mean, I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's level at 90 minutes.
I just think these are some good players, Chelsea got some good, and they realise they've let the fans down, they've let the club down, they've let themselves down. So this is their one chance of redemption. So surely they're going to put in an effort.
And they got no distractions.
Doesn't mean they'll win, but it means they.
Apart from sending Tottenham down, they got no distractions. Talking of which, the title
to win it now, and probably understandably so. We're just waiting for them to slip up along the way, and they seem to be. They're not making it really easy for themselves, but they're getting there, aren't they? And City have kind of faltered a little bit. So City are 130, Arsenal 1-5, and it's obviously not over, not home and hosed yet, but they do seem to be very, very unlikely that they slip up at this stage.
And in that all London relegation dogfight, West Ham and Spurs, what's the situation there? Who's favourite to go down?
Well, funny, it's West Ham. Look, it's actually the odds are nearly the same as they are to win the title for the others. But West Ham are 2-9 and Tottenham 3-1 to go down. So it seems like Tottenham just about have the upper hand. And either team, West Ham. At the start of the season, you would have said West Ham much more likely to go down, wouldn't you? But Tottenham have really made the bags of it.
So, although you are Patrice pouvoir for the tournament. You think they might win it, doesn't necessarily mean that's who the bookies think are going to win it. Are France favourites for the World Cup?
No, it's actually Spain are favourites. Well, there's nothing between them, really. Spain are 4-1 and France are 9-2. That's only half a point in the difference. And then England are 11-2. So England are third favourites, 5.5-1, which is pretty realistic. I mean, the group is it's not going to be an issue getting out of the group, is it? So it's just how it goes from there. And then you got Brazil 8-1, Argentina 70-2, Portugal 11-1. So yeah, I mean, there's about 17,000 teams. Ireland still couldn't make it in. It's actually gas. It's actually gas. Like, how easy is it to qualify this bloody World Cup? Anyway, but I mean, the only thing is, for you guys as England fans, I'm a little bit jealous, but at the same time, kind of realise the pain because, you have to expect England to have a chance of winning. If Ireland were there, we'd be there for the crack. Get out of the group, brilliant. You know what I mean? That your expectations will be lower, but having big expectations comes with it's fraught with danger as well, emotional danger.
You've got fellow Celts in Scotland to get behind, I guess.
Yeah, we do. But again, Scotland will be very similar to the Ireland thing. In Scotland, you're just kind of happy to be there, win a couple of games. You'll celebrate every victory along the way. You won't be going, we only won 2-0 or sack the manager type of thing.
Well, cheers, Paddy. Good to talk to you. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, lads. Be good.
All the best. There we are. That was Paddy Power. For all the latest offers, find out more about everything that's going on around the World Cup and more, paddypower.com, 18+, begambleaware.org.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. Check out Paddy's latest offers on the Paddy Power app or at paddypower.com. 18+, begambleaware.org.
We're going to have a chat with Tommy Smith. He plays for Braintree in National League South next season. But he's off to his second World Cup. He was there in 2010, and he'll be heading off to the World Cup with New Zealand, and I think a bit of a windfall for Braintree as well. So we'll be finding out more about that from Tommy later on. Andy, anything you want to share with the class momentarily?
A very nice text from Cam. He DM'd me on Instagram.
Yeah.
He says, we're about 60 years apart from completely different generations.
Right.
So I find it hilarious that I really enjoy listening to you on the radio. Great.
That's good. Well, that's right. It's like sitting there at your granddad's knee, isn't it, I guess?
No, wait for this bit.
Yeah.
I was looking for your socials as I love tuning into H&J. You're always jolly and an all-round...
You're always jolly. You're thinking... You sure you didn't mean Charlie Baker? Yeah. It's apart from the birthday spread when he loses.
Thanks very much.
That's very kind of. That's very kind of you. But yeah, absolutely.
That's the bit that made me laugh.
Have you considered visiting conjunctivitis.com? It's a site for sore eyes. Is that the best you've got, Paul? For goodness sake.
I liked it.
I met Mark Williams and Helen Chamberlain.
Oh, yeah.
It says here, at Wembley, 2000 against Chelsea. I was about to go over and give him a load of abuse as I thought he was a Birmingham City fan after his sketch on the Far Show. This is the, actor Mark Williams, portraying the Blues family running through the airport, only to notice he was wearing a claret and blue suit and was actually a Villa fan.
Yeah.
He was a good sport, letting us all have photos. Eamon, the Villa fan, going to Istanbul and has a ticket for the game. I saw Stan has turned into the Simon Calder for Villa fans. We'll talk to him about it later.
Really?
He's been posting all the things you can do. Our own Rupert Bell's got a ticket.
Oh, that's good.
He'll be there. He was contacting me last night. He's going to be in the stadium behind the goal. So, we'll be chatting to Stan a little bit later on. I mean, he's actually sent the picture through of Helen and Mark as well. Thank you for that.
Should be good.
So, we will be chatting to Stan Collymore a little bit later on. We'll talk about Harvey Elliot, been in the news today, a man who can't really play any football for Villa because of the nature of the loan deal he had from Liverpool. Unai Emery saying he does feel very sorry for him this season, a wasted season for a good young player. So anyway, Stan's thoughts on that and other matters. Falls panel, these are the games we're covering. Celtic versus Hearts, Manchester City versus Chelsea, the cup final, Newcastle, West Ham. We will fast-track a Celtic or Hearts fan. We would love a Celtic or Hearts fan to join us, and you will certainly get fast-tracked if you want to join us today for the Falls panel, because there's going to be so many eyes on that game tomorrow. A fantastic end to the SPL season. And what a lovely warm-up for football fans tomorrow ahead of the FA Cup final. So if you're a fan of any club, but as I say, we'll fast-track Celtic and Hearts, 03717 22 3344. That's 03717 22 3344. Well, call us now. We'll call you back. We'll need you for 10 minutes at 2:45 to predict the scores of those three games.
So what? Listen, Middlesbrough went 1-0 up, Jamie.
He's right.
Right, they played brilliant. The first half, we scored an equaliser, right, and that done it. That put it to bed because the second half we come out flying, mate. Middlesbrough nothing. They were leggy. They were gone.
I think the rule is if you're going to
great call.
don't get caught.
What? What's that?
The rule is you're going to cheat.
Is that your analysis of?
I think
Spygate.
I think if
you're going to cheat, don't get caught.
Well, I think if you cheat, rule number 1, don't get caught. Can't get caught cheating, mate. Can you?
You can't say that, mate.
Well, you can.
You can't.
I don't think it's cheating.
What do you mean?
Just don't get caught.
What do you mean? It's cheating.
It's not cheating.
It's a form of cheating.
It's not a form of cheating, but if you are cheating, don't get caught.
Is texting another woman cheating?
What are you saying to her?
Well,
you tell me what I'm saying, I'll tell you it's cheating.
We're just having a little chat. We're having a,
No, it's not cheating.
We're having a little chat. You're a bit flirty.
Well, okay, what am I saying? You give me the context of the text, and I'll tell you it's cheating.
Say, I see you at the bar the other day. I got your number, and I thought I'd give you a message. I thought you look really pretty.
That's not cheating in my book.
You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace.
Oh, that's not cheating, is it?
What do you mean? It's a form of cheating.
It's not.
It is.
No, it's not. It's fine.
You can't get away with that.
No, I think you wouldn't.
Swain can't get away
but here's the thing. I ain't got caught. Delete the text. Delete the text. Delete the text.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van range, supporting van owners to get the job done. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
With the headlines at 2:03, I'm Tom Clayton. Good afternoon. It's our understanding Michael Carrick's been offered a 2-year contract by Manchester United with an optional extra. He's won 10 of his 15 games in charge so far this season, taking the club back to the Champions League next season. Here's the former Man United defender, Paul Parker.
He got a bit of unity, he got continuity on the pitch as well, and that's what's got him into the Champions League spot. I expected United to get into Europe. I never even thought about the Champions League, to be perfectly honest.
Well, in the last half an hour, Carrick has refused to confirm anything, but expects his future to be confirmed soon. Manchester United take on Forest on Sunday lunchtime. That's live and exclusively on talkSPORT. Now, we're told Middlesbrough have been refused access to Southampton's Spygate hearing. Only Saints and the independent panel will be there, and we won't get a ruling today. Meanwhile, the EFL have warned a playoff final with Hull City could still be postponed. talkSPORT's Scott Minto says the rules have been poorly drafted.
You have to blame the EFL for this as well, though. The law's in place, but not the penalty. How can you have a law in place and then say, look, right, you do this, you get that? And that's not the case.
Elsewhere today, Seamus Coleman's confirmed he's leaving Everton at the end of this season after 17 years there. Romelu Lukaku's been included in the Belgian World Cup squad despite playing just over an hour of competitive football this season. Leandro Trossard, Jeremy Doku and Yuri Tillemans have also been included. And the Premier League's key match incidents panel has admitted 3 further VAR errors have been made in recent matches. They say Everton should have had a penalty against Man City, Bournemouth's penalty against Palace should have been overturned, and West Ham could have had 2 penalties against Brentford. That makes 23 admitted errors this season. And it's understood Fabio Wardley has activated a rematch clause in his fight contract with Daniel Dubois. Get all the latest at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
Where Streeting says Andy Burnham should be the candidate in an upcoming by-election in Greater Manchester, and the trend of halftime shows has reached Soccer Aid. Robbie Williams will perform during the break this year. Emma has more at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Sort your new tyres this spring at a time that suits you best, from the comfort of your home or work 7 days a week with our mobile tyre fitting service. Conditions apply.
Dry with sunny spells for many, a few showers on the coast with a few more developing inland too. Feeling less cold than recent days.
la 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 la. I dare you.
That is Shakira. She's had. She'll be the first, I think, to have 4 World Cup songs.
Amazing.
I wonder if she's going to do this time, or
back home.
Yeah, that's it. That would be nice. Do some cover versions of old classic England football songs.
World Cup Willie.
Cinnamon Stick, the B-side. Anyway, we'll just keep you up to date. We've had the 2010. That's the 2014. If it's not called La 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 La, it should have been. Anyway. Let's talk World Cup, shall we? Because we're going to chat now to a man who is off to the States for the tournament. Just hearing about Lukaku having played an hour's worth of competitive football. Someone who could be, will be, I'm sure, coming up against him is Braintree's very own Tommy Smith. He's part of the New Zealand squad and they're in Belgium's group. And we're delighted to say Tommy joins us now. Hi, Tommy.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Congratulations on the call-up. This will be your second World Cup, won't it?
It will, yeah. The second one off the back of the 2010 World Cup. So it's been a long time coming, this second one.
How do you qualify for New Zealand, Tommy?
Through residency, really. So my family emigrated to New Zealand when I was 8 years old. And yeah, after 5 years, they grant you a citizenship and got dual passports for that reason. And yeah, it's given me fantastic opportunities moving forward.
It's such a long way to travel, isn't it?
Yeah.
They play all their home games, presumably in New Zealand. Not every country does that, but I presume they do.
Yes, we tend not to play too many games in New Zealand other than the qualifiers, just due to the fact of where we are geographically. Teams tend not to want to go there because there's only really us in Australia in that part of the world that would put up any sort of competition, really. But it's great when we do get to go back because those opportunities are limited, yeah.
So when your sort of timetable around qualifiers, so you play for Braintree on Saturday afternoon, and I take it you're straight on a plane, are you, to Auckland or wherever, and then you play a couple of games. When do you tend to head back, sort of Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah, you usually get back on the Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on where your fixtures are in the world and how the time zones lie. So it's usually plenty of time to get back in time for that game. But obviously, with it being National League, they don't have their international windows. So there have been games that I've missed because of the international window. Yeah. But that's the way it is, unfortunately. And that's all good. You know, I would never turn down the opportunity to represent my country.
How brutal is that 27-hour flight back when you've got a game at the weekend?
Yeah, and especially as the body gets older, it takes a lot more getting used to and recovering after those long journeys. But, you know, predominantly they put us up in business class, which is great. So it obviously helps the transition once you do get back on soil.
So this is good for Braintree potentially as well. There is a sort of fee for payment for players that attend these big tournaments. So it could be a bit of a windfall for your club as well, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could. I know I've heard all about these payments, and yeah, obviously with the club where Braintree is now after the relegation, any bit of investment and money that goes into the club is only going to greatly benefit them. So hopefully that can give the club a little bit of a windfall to help navigate the perils of this relegation.
And how are you in the heat? Because we've been hearing a lot today. And
well, it's very hot in Braintree.
Yeah, not 104 degrees. Though, is it? How are you going to handle that, do you think?
Yeah, well, we've got sort of things in place where our sports scientist is encouraging us all to take part in some heat adaptation training. So I've been in the sauna sort of every day, really, between 30 and 60 minutes to try and get the body exposed to that heat that we're gonna be exposed to over in the States. And yeah, it's something that we did at Auckland FC as well. So I played at Auckland FC last season, and when we play away games in Australia, the heat can be very similar to that in the US. So I've got good experience of playing in those conditions, but it still never makes it that much easier.
You'll be pleased that Chris Wood's got a bit of game time before the tournament because he's been out for a while, but he's looked good since he's come back, hasn't he?
He has, yeah, and it shows how much Forest missed him. You know, as soon as he comes back in the team, they've had an upturn in form, obviously pretty much safe, and they just missed out on that European final, which I was gutted for him for. But now, great to have him back fully fit for both club and country.
So Lukaku and Mo Salah you'll be facing in the tournament because you take on Egypt, don't you, as well? So doesn't get any easier, does it?
No, it doesn't. And actually, I've actually come up against them a couple of times. Well, once already in my career. We played against Egypt in the Olympics before Mo Salah had his move to Chelsea, I believe it was. And I played against Romelu Lukaku years and years ago in a reserve game for Ipswich against Chelsea reserves. So it'll be a return of the battle.
You play Iran. That's going to be a lot of eyes because it's in the States and everything that's been going on sort of politically in the world. So there's going to be a lot of eyes on that game, aren't there, Tom?
There is. Yeah, and obviously it's going to be an interesting one. And you just hope that everybody is sensible in what goes on around the game. And this is a football match. It's not a political battle. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully the Iran players can feel as safe as possible and give their best on the pitch for the integrity of the games. And yeah, we're looking forward to coming up against them. And it's probably going to be one of our best opportunities to get points on the board. And with it being our first game, we're really looking forward to that one and hopefully putting in a good performance.
So when do you set off?
I travel next Thursday. So for the lads that finished their season earlier than the others, they're putting on a little sort of pre-camp in Miami. And then the whole squad meets up on the 27th in Boca Raton, Florida.
And you got friendly against England as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got a friendly against Haiti and then a friendly against England pre-game. So obviously that will have a special sort of place in my heart with it being the country of my birth. So looking forward to that one for sure. And my family's getting out there for that one. My wife and kids will be there. So that'll be a special occasion.
And where did you say is the New Zealand base for the tournament where you're going to be?
We're based in San Diego. So we've got the first game in LA and our second two group games up in Vancouver. So based in San Diego. And then when we do fly up to Vancouver, we'll stay up there for both games.
Lovely spot. Take the family to the zoo if you get a day off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice one. Good to talk to you, Tommy. All the best. Congratulations.
Great to speak to you guys. Thank you very much.
Good luck. That's Tommy Smith there, Braintree Town and New Zealand.
Second World Cup. When you think somebody like George Best, Ryan Giggs never played any World Cup.
I know.
That's
It's
amazing.
great, isn't it? Yeah, fantastic. It was the way, the way the groups work and stuff.
Of course.
But yeah, well done to him. And so great for Braintree because they've had that relegation. They'll be taking on Charlie's lot next year. Torquay, they've gone down to National League South this season, but that's a decent, it's a couple of $100,000 plus, which is a lot of money at that level.
It is.
Anyway, Rachel Brooks, our old colleague, is popping in to see us shortly from the world of F1. She has a new book out, Getting the Secrets of the Formula One Drivers to Win the Championship. Before that, though, we're going to check in with Gabby Partington once again, watching the US PGA for talkSPORT.
Yeah, I think we've jinxed Scotty Scheffler because we said that, what a great round he had yesterday at the top of the leaderboard alongside 6 others. But it's a bogey start for the world number one. Matt Fitzpatrick, bogeys 2 and a double for Justin Rose. It really, really is tough out there, guys, this morning. No rain overnight, hard, firm greens, gusty breeze, meaning we might have seen the easiest day yesterday. But the American Patrick Reed is making it look pretty easy. Now he joins the party at the top thanks to a birdie on 4. He is quite the short game specialist, isn't he? Defo will come handy coming in on Sunday. Still the only player in the field yet to drop a shot so far in the championship. And what about the Englishman Aaron Rye? Well, he started superbly with a birdie on 1, a further shot back in a big group, including Shane Lowry and Casey Jarvis, who's making his PGA Championship debut. What a year the South Africans having. Back-to-back wins on the DP World Tour towards the start of the year. Now just 2 off the lead. Do we have time for a quick, lovely, light-hearted story?
Go on then, go for it, Gabby, yeah.
OK, I don't know if you know this, but the PGA of America, they normally set aside 20 spots for the club pros for the PGA Championship. They are still some of the best golfers out there, but they don't play on tour and instead teach at, say, your local country club. One of those 20, Michael Block, he had a great stint on the PGA Championship before. He started very nicely, a birdie on 5, but since has given 2 back. However, just 4 off the lead and a very good position to play some weekend golf. It was actually quite sweet yesterday. He gave himself a little pep talk in the toilet mid-round. He was playing alongside Dustin Johnson. He actually said to himself, "You're actually pretty good, buddy." So he is. He's still in contention, certainly not out of it. So a lovely story for you there, but still plenty more golf to be played.
Excellent. Thanks, Gabby.
PGA Championship update on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals, guaranteed.
Just a reminder, the Falls panel coming up. We're going to fast-track Celtic or Hearts fans because we're covering that game. What a climax to the SPL season. So Celtic, Hearts, City, Chelsea in the Cup final. Newcastle, West Ham, big crucial game on Sunday, St James's Park. Just want you to predict the scores of those games. 0371722 3344. Our old colleague Rachel Brooks, F1 presenter for Sky, of course, pit lane reporter, and now author, chatting about her new book in a few moments' time. We're here with Tool Station. Only got time for one stop. First stop, Tool Station.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000. Oh my God. Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Now, we've been joined in the studio by a former colleague here at talkSPORT. Read the news and report on talkSPORT. 18 years ago, she shocked us with this. How long ago she left. She went on and to become an F1 reporter for Sky. She has now written F1 racing drive, the secrets to Formula One success. Rachel Brooks. Good afternoon, Rachel.
It's very nice to see you both.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time.
It has. I couldn't believe it was that long. It's probably a little potted history of how you went from kind of reading our news here and reporting here to the world of F1.
Well, before I came here, I was working on another radio station, and I knew I wanted to work for Sky Sports in the end, ultimately. And I was writing to the then boss, Andy Cairns, for about 4 or 5 years before I got an interview. And that was while I was working here. I was still, by the way, I'm at talkSPORT now. By the way, I'm doing this and I'm doing that now. And then eventually he offered me a job. I went for an interview and he offered me a job. And he said, if you quit your job tomorrow, I'll give you a job tomorrow. So I walked back in here on the Friday and into Bill Ridley's office, as it was, and said, I'm handing my notice in.
Did that go down well or not?
Well, I mean, you don't think anyone ever tells you that it's a good thing if you're doing a good job. But he was very lovely about it. And
I think it's worked out
It's
well.
a great lesson for kids, because kids often say to you, how do I get into this business? How do I do this? How do I do that? That is exactly what you have to do.
Persistence.
Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't have a degree either in journalism, which is very rare. So I absolutely had to beat a few doors down and be annoying, be a terrier, I think, as my old boss used to call me.
But motorsport was in your blood, Rachel.
Yes.
Still is. So
Yeah.
tell us more about that.
My dad had endurance, or still has, some world records in endurance. They did 7 days and nights around circuits, which no one's crazy enough to try and copy now. And then both my brothers raced as I was growing up in just amateur categories. And I remember being around motorsport paddocks and just loving the environment and the atmosphere, and then watching the races and getting the buzz from watching them. So, yeah, I've always watched it. And then because I was the younger sister, my brothers were cool and I wanted to hang out with them. So on a Sunday afternoon, to hang out with them, I had to watch the Formula One. So that's where it all began.
And you've got a racing licence now, because you wanted to kind of get a sense of what it's like in a sort of solo car, to get that feel for what it's like to drive at high speeds in a race.
Yeah, I did it about 10 years ago, so it's expired now. I'd have to sort of retake it, I think, retake my test again now. But I did do it because I wanted to experience what it's like to be in a race situation. It was an SR1 Radical, if anyone knows what they are, and it was at the track at Alton Park. And it was a brilliant lesson in feeling understeer, feeling oversteer, learning an awful lot about racing, going through a qualifying session, all those experiences. But the biggest thing I learned was I had a disaster in both races. The first race I spun, I'd overtaken this guy. I'd been chasing the whole race. I was so chuffed with myself. Came out of the last corner and hit a wet patch and spun. He took the place back. And then the checkered flag fell. And I was furious, steam coming out of my ears, everything. And this young kid walked up to me and he said, "Oh, can I interview you for my website?" And I just thought, oh, this is how it feels. This is how the drivers feel when they walk up to me in the pen and they've had a bad day. And it was a massive lesson to me.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest thing I learned from all of it.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because you do see them at their best and their worst. You see them at the absolute high of highs and at the low of lows. And it's obviously a lot easier when they've just won a race or they've had a good day. But
not easy with Verstappen when he's in a bad mood.
Yeah, I mean,
How did I know his name was going to come?
Yeah. What's been the worst experience as you look back on it? Well, you must know. You know what's coming, don't you? Really, I've known these guys now.
Yes, and they know what's coming from me, I think, as well. I mean, I've been doing it for a very long time. The thing I think people don't realise sometimes is that we get 2 questions. 2 questions, that's it. So if it sounds as though we're quite blunt or we're quite brusque with our first question, getting straight to the point, there's no softening up or anything. You just have to get to it, because you need them to explain whatever the instant is and you need to respond to their answer. So I think sometimes people don't realise it's literally just 2 questions, that's it, and you're done in the pen. But I've had my moments with people, but I've always spoken to them afterwards. If I've ever felt there is any issue, I've always spoken to them afterwards and sorted it out. A lot of people talk to me about Max, but I've got a good relationship with him now, and I've got so much respect for him. I think he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And if that doesn't come across, then that's my fault. But I think he's fantastic.
We'll have a talk about the book, really, because you've obviously got a lot of friends in F1, because an awful lot of people, drivers and team principals and everybody have spoken to you for the book. So kind of tell us a bit more about the book and what it's about.
Well, actually, it started with Max essentially as an idea, because he was putting his car onto pole, and yet his teammate, who's one of the 20 best drivers in the world, was going out in the first qualifying session and was way off his pace. And you have to think, well, how can that be? They're in the same car, the same machinery, they've got the same information. Why is one so much quicker than the other one? And that was where I started diving into it and looking at all the little nuances that make up a great driver. You can be a good driver and get to the grid, but to win a world title, you have to be a great driver. And what is the difference between that good driver and the great driver, essentially? And also, how can one car be so different for two different people who sit in it?
And what sort of conclusions did you reach? What are some of the secrets that you sort of touch on in the book?
Well, I cover off various areas. So I cover off racecraft, which people think is just purely, can you beat someone wheel to wheel going into a corner? But there's an awful lot more to it than that. There's so much more that makes up what you need from a driver in terms of racecraft. I'd cover off driving in the wet, defending, cornering, street circuits, all sorts of things. And it's basically a Formula One world champion has a little bit of everything and probably excels in one of those areas over everybody else. So you look at Fernando Alonso, his defending is phenomenal. Max is incredible in the wet. You look at drivers who are great on street circuits, but they can't actually translate that performance onto a normal, regular racetrack. So it's looking at all those little bits. And then it's that 1% that is the psychological edge or the little, I don't want to say dirty tricks, but not quite so clean tricks that some of them play.
Marginal gains.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Exactly
Marge gains. That
it sounds like top trumps, the way you were describing it then, was it? Better in the wet, 55. Yeah. That's
you attempt to answer who is the greatest and why. That is always difficult in sport.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do try and answer it, but actually I ask other people to answer it. So I speak to a lot of people who've either raced alongside the very greatest, the names that always keep coming up, the likes of Senna, the likes of Schumacher, the likes of Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso. I ask people who've either raced alongside them, worked with them, or know them personally, or have been team principal to them, and have had them work for them, to try and gauge an answer from all of them. And the usual names crop up. But I think it's an interesting question as to what makes your GOAT.
Yeah.
Because it's different for different people, I think. For me, one of the main elements has to be that they've won a title with different teams. Because I think that's one of the biggest challenges in Formula One is to get the culture's different every race team. So to get that culture working with you and you working with it, and then moving to an entirely different culture and doing the same thing, I think that's a big achievement.
Yeah.
Is it as glamorous as it seems? You're going to say no, aren't you?
I mean, it's pretty attritional. I mean, people think,
it's a lot. Enjoyed the period off recently when there were a couple of Grand
I have. I'm never going to say that travelling is not glamorous, travelling as much as we do, because it is incredible. I have the best job in the world, without doubt. Yeah, I mean, 14 and a half years now of doing this. So I do genuinely have the best job in the world. But is it as glamorous? I mean, there are some incredible things. I've been on yacht parties in Monaco and all those sorts of things that I would never have ordinarily done. Is it a lot of hotels and racetracks and coaches? Yes. But that lets us travel all over the world and watch the very best doing their thing.
All our newsreaders go on glamorous to Monaco.
This studio's pretty glamorous compared to last time I was in here.
We've had these tweaks, haven't we, in the sort of enforced break around the Middle East. So how do you think they're playing out? Some are happier than others. Obviously, Max is not completely happy.
No, but I think, Laurent Mekies, who's their team boss, said in Miami that 3 of the 5 areas they wanted to work on the car, they've got right in Miami as a result of the work they did. They're bringing new developments to Canada. So is everybody pretty much, really. McLaren have got another fairly decent-sized upgrade coming to Canada. So I think the other teams are all catching up. If you look at the way Red Bull turned around the back end of last season, then you'd have to say, once they get on track with their developments and Max gets a handle on what he wants from the car, then they're a real threat. So I think there's so much potential in this season to come. There are some more tweaks.
Do you like these regulations?
I totally understand why they made them. Totally understand why they made the changes. I understand what they're trying to do. But what I actually do like is that they've listened to people and they're trying to tweak it as they go along and they're trying to make things better. So do we want drivers flat out in qualifying? Of course we do. That's the dream. Are we getting there? Not quite yet, but they're working on it. So I would have to say we didn't see the full outcome of these tweaks in Miami because it's a very different circuit. We'll get to know a lot more this weekend in Montreal and then have a better idea.
Good to see you, Rachel.
And you guys,
after all these years. Best of luck with the book, F1 Racing Drive, The Secrets to Formula One Success by Rachel Brooks, is out now in hardback. And I know I saw Adrian earlier on, another old face from the past, Adrian Durham, and I know he's had a longer chat with you for the podcast, hasn't he? So people will be able to download that soon.
Yes, they will be able to, and it's everywhere you can buy your usual books, Audible and Kindle as well.
Oh, have you done the book?
I have.
Really?
That's very strange, hearing yourself read a book. That is very odd, I have to say.
Well, good to see you again. Thanks very much for coming in. It's Rachel Brooks there. Stan Collymore joins us next. Lots of ground to cover with Stan, a Falls panel as well. Celtic, Hearts, City, Chelsea in the Cup final, Newcastle versus West Ham, all to come.
You've got Madonna, Shakira, and BTS are going to headline the halftime show at this summer's World Cup final on July the 19th. The halftime show during last summer's Club World Cup in the United States between Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain lasted more than 24 minutes. This is going to be the first time that there has been a halftime show at a World Cup final. I've got a terrible feeling that you're going to tell me you have no problem with this.
No, I haven't got an issue with it.
Oh, God.
But then I'm used to... Listen, I love American sports. People know that. I love American sports. I love the Super Bowl halftime show. Of course, it's not going to be for everyone, and I get that. I've got no issue with that at all. But what they're going to have to do is make sure that they've got plenty of bikes in the dressing rooms, the warm-up areas to keep the legs moving, because I've been to halftime, 24 minutes, that is long. Especially when the intensity of the game, then you go in and you cool down a little bit, and then you talk about 25 minutes before you get yourself back out there. They have to keep warming.
Aaron, you know when you say that you love American sports and you therefore don't mind the intrusion of a halftime show, I kind of get it. I went to a Super Bowl. Snoop Dogg was there.
That was unbelievable, that one.
Yeah, and that was great because it was a Super Bowl. But I wouldn't necessarily want that at an FA Cup final. I think when you buy into the American experience, you get the American experience. Why are we getting the American experience in a game that doesn't necessarily need one?
Probably because it's in America. I think if it was elsewhere, it probably wouldn't be. That wouldn't be the case because it's in America.
Although we started to get it in Champions League finals, haven't we? We've had Dua Lipa at a Champions League final.
Yeah, you know what? I get it. It's not for everyone, and I've got no argument. If people come on here and say, "Nah, it's rubbish. I hate it." Then listen. You're going to get no argument from me. I just quite like it. But then also as well, it depends on the act. Like, listen, Shakira. I know a couple of her songs. Madonna. I'm not a fan of Madonna. I know she's a legend, but that's not my cup of tea.
It's our understanding Manchester United have offered Michael Carrick a 2-year contract with an optional extra. The club wants the deal done by this weekend. Carrick has taken Man United to 3rd in the Premier League, winning 10 out of his 15 games in charge. Next, we're told Middlesbrough have been refused access to Southampton's Spygate hearing today. Only Saints and the independent panel will be there. We could get a ruling on Southampton's alleged spying today. Here's our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook.
If it is systematic, it doesn't just affect Middlesbrough, does it? Take Wrexham, for example, who missed out on a playoff place on the last day of the season. They got hammered by Southampton towards the end of the campaign. Had that result have gone differently, they would have been in the top 6. Yeah. So they have a claim as well.
The EFL have warned the playoff final with Hull City could still be postponed. Here's Scott Minto saying the rules have been poorly drafted.
You have to blame the EFL for this as well, though. The law's in place, but not the penalty. How can you have a law in place and then say, look, right, you do this, you get that? And that's not the case.
The EFL have confirmed the case cannot go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, and any appeal would be heard here by another independent panel. And Seamus Coleman's thanked Everton fans for helping him in more ways than they could imagine. He's leaving Everton after 17 years and is still deciding whether he'll stay on as a coach or play elsewhere.
Joining us now to talk about some of the big football issues of the week is the former Villa and Forest and Liverpool striker Stan Collymore. Hi, Stan.
Well, Andy, I'm still high on the ceiling of potential European glory, so excuse my excitement again on Friday.
I do love all your Simon Calder-esque info for your fellow villains heading to Istanbul. You're right across all the... They should be definitely following you for a few tips.
Do you know what? I learnt that at talkSPORT, believe it or not, because at most World Cups, and we go out there, I'd say, go here, go there, don't be frightened of this, do be frightened of that. And it's amazing how much feedback you get from people. I've had a lot of Besiktas fans, Galatasaray fans, Fenerbahce fans in the comments below saying, yeah, go here at this time, get this bus for £2. So it's been well received by villains, but also Turkish fans in one of the world's great cities.
Absolutely. No, I was there a couple of years ago. It's a great city. If you got a chance to do a bit of tourism, Villa fans definitely do that. Let's ask you about Harvey Elliot. He's in the news again today because Liverpool playing Villa at night, and Unai Emery has said he feels sorry for the lad. What's your take on what's happened to him this season?
I think it's a disgrace, to be honest. I think that, firstly, the PFA, where are you in Delia speak, looking after a player that basically won't have played for a season is exactly the kind of territory I'd expect the PFA chief to come out and say, this is unacceptable. This is a season gone in a career that only comes around once and is very short. Villa nor Liverpool come out of this very well. Why? Liverpool had their, rules, regulations that they wanted Villa to stick by in terms of purchases or not. But Villa either did want the player or didn't. You can't take a player on loan and then effectively within a couple of weeks saying, not for us. So Aston Villa's recruitment department is partly to blame. And I think there's a very simple workaround. We often talk in the game of player power, which doesn't really exist. They sign contracts and they only sign contracts that clubs are willing to give them. So when people say, oh, well, what are you talking about, Collymore? He's, this player's signed £100,000 a week contract or £300,000 a week. There isn't a club that is forced to give any player a contract. So in terms of Harvey Elliot, I'd like to see players by the PFA wrestle back a little bit more power. And that would be Harvey Elliot signs for Villa on loan or whoever. And if he's not involved in 90% of the club's first 10 games, then the player turns around and says, well, you've not discharged your part of the bargain. I'm going to trigger a release clause to go back to the parent club. And then I'm going to go back on loan to somewhere that will have me. And I think that would stop this overnight. It would give players a little bit more reassurance that they've got some control over their own career, which Harvey Elliott has not had this season. And I think it would focus minds on both the loan selling club and the loan buying club. Do we want to let this lad go? Is there another club that are coming along that will promise to play him? Because we want him to play, because we want him to develop and we want to sell him ultimately. And from a Villa perspective, it would stop that kind of action whereby you blindly go and get any old player in through the door, only for 2 weeks later to realise that you don't want him. So for me, it would be that simple. 90% of the first 10 games, was Harvey involved? No, he wasn't. Harvey turns around to Unai and says, I'm not a part of your plans. I'm going back to Liverpool and then Wolves, West Ham, whoever coming for him. I think that works for everybody.
Now, we were talking to Danny Mills whether these are the last days of Pep at City. You've been giving some thought to his legacy, Stan, if that's the case.
Yeah, for Manchester City and the elite level of the game, I mean, it's, your glass is full. 70% win rate, Pep Guardiola at City. Lost 89 games out of 590. It's quite remarkable. But he has had a lot of money to spend.
Most of those against Spurs, surprisingly.
Yes, yes.
It's ridiculous.
But a quite remarkable record. And, of course, when he came in, everybody was like, what's he going to do? And he got everybody playing out the back. I see it at Villa. Emi Martinez gets the ball, two central defenders split, they pop that out, and sometimes it's very risky, and sometimes the risk isn't worth the reward, if you like. So in terms of what Pep Guardiola has brought, he's brought an elite way of playing to the elite league in Europe, which is just rubber stamped that the Premier League is the best in Europe. But if you look at Paris Saint-Germain and some of the way that the clubs are going in Europe, is that the one thing that English football had for 150 years was variety. Motti, the great Motti. Liverpool against Wimbledon, 89 FA Cup, I think it was. The crazy gang versus the culture club. In other words, one team could play, the other team hoofed it, but there they were as equals. And I've watched a lot of football, Paul and Andy, from National League upwards. And I'll call it the Russell Martin syndrome. You get promoted with Southampton and he goes, this is the way that we're going to play week in and week out, regardless. And you end up getting gubbed 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and you go down limply. And for as much as Pep Guardiola has given this pattern of play, get it down, 5-yard passes, 6-yard passes, which is exceptional if you've got elite level footballers, there is lots of anecdotal evidence going further down the leagues that it's a disaster at times, because if you're asking poor players to play high intensity, quick, short passing football, it often doesn't work. So you're now starting to see teams, Bromley, Andy Woodman, that I played with at Crystal Palace very early in my career, back-to-back, couple of promotions from the National League with Bromley. They're very direct. So he's looked at it and gone, okay, we can get success by changing it a little bit back to where we used to play. Nottingham Forest last season under Nuno, all the Premier League were playing out from the back. He was like, let's sit back, counter-attack and hit them on the break.
It's definitely changing, Stan. I mean, don't you think you're going to see a sort of repeat of Liverpool versus the Crazy Gang in the Champions League final? Because Arsenal really are like a kind of Wimbledon, but much better.
Well, that is a hot take.
No, but it's true.
Well,
they play in
Wimbledon with knobs on.
I think that Andy, you hit on a good point, because effectively the Arteta way in its purest form was the Pep way. And what he realised was he couldn't win the league or the Champions League or compete for those trophies without doing good old British basics, corners, set pieces, be difficult to beat. So you're absolutely right. So if we're talking about Pep in this sort of the English football context, he's made a lot more players think about the game in a more technical way. Big thumbs up. But in terms of the overview of English football generally, I think there are far too many teams with average to poor players trying to play in systems and patterns of play that are developed for the elite. And I think that what you've seen there, particularly with the Paris Saint-Germain angle, I'd even go back to the Georgian European Championships a couple of years ago, is that teams are turning their back on it and going, there are other ways to play. So for me, because I love English football so much, I like the plurality, if I can get that out.
I can't say that either.
Is that I like the culture club against the crazy gang. But Pep Guardiola's style has permeated through English football, mostly for the betterment of the game. But I will welcome many different styles, many different ways to win football matches.
Brilliant. Stan Collymore, he's sticking around for the Falls panel. Slightly different today. We've got Manchester City, Chelsea, understandably the FA Cup final, and Newcastle versus West Ham, a huge game on Sunday in the relegation battle. But we've also got Celtic Hearts, which I think has captured the imagination of football fans well beyond the Scotland and people that follow Scottish football. It's just an absolutely huge game, partly because of the controversy at Motherwell the other night. But we'll be looking at all those games. I think the Hearts fans going to join us. And Joe Shannon, our commentator. That's coming up shortly. We're here with Toolstation. Make the switch to the Toolstation Trade Club. You'll save 10% on all electrical and lighting when you buy cables and flexes. Next stop, or first stop, Toolstation.
Another developing story this morning coming out of Manchester United. Manchester United have reportedly reached out to other potential candidates, but wish to speak to Michael Carrick first. What do you read into that? Is the significant fact of that Carrick gets first dibs in speaking to those who will make the ultimate decision?
Well,
in other words, he's leading the way.
I find it strange how these things come out. Like, who is it leaking the fact that United have spoken or speaking to other candidates before they speak to Michael? I mean, it's bizarre, especially when you're talking about one of the biggest clubs in the world. Can they not do business? Can they not keep their own counsel? I find that a bit bizarre, but he's done really well. And, with the position they were in to where he's got them, you could argue he deserves another go at it and bring some players in the summer. And I wouldn't say that's a huge risk. The progression they've made under him, I'd give him another go. Yeah.
Yeah. Significant, Simon, that they want to speak to Carrick first.
Yeah, again, I don't know who's briefing in and whether it's coming from Carrick's side or whether it's coming from Man United's side as to the briefing in as to why Man United need. You can employ an England manager without anyone knowing about it, but they can't seemingly have a conversation amongst themselves without broadcasting it to the media. I don't understand why that is the case. I still think it's fraught with lots of questions that need to be asked and answered about the position of someone that becomes in moments of adversity. We've seen no moments of adversity for Carrick, really. He's done the job, so it makes it a conundrum.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000. Oh my God. Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Time then for the Falls Panel. At that point of the show, we try and predict the scores of three big games this weekend. We'll get 3 points in the league table for getting them absolutely right, 1 for getting the outcome, nothing for getting it wrong. The contestants are myself and Andy, Stan Collymore, one of our top commentary team here at talkSPORT, and a panel beater, a talkSPORT listener. So these are the standings. The talkSPORT listeners, the panel beaters, got 2 points last week. Simon the Millwall fan there on 59, but there's a bit of a jump then to Andy, also got 2. He's on 65. It's a bit of a battle for mid-table, really. I'm on 67, having got 2. Stan got 1. He's on 69, but the commentators, Ollie Klink, solid 2 from him. They stay out in front.
Solid all year.
With 2 weeks left, I don't think they can. I mean, they can be caught because there's always 9 points up for grabs every week, but he'd have to take a stellar performance. Let's say hello to our commentator this afternoon. Joe Shannon joins us. Hello, Joe.
Afternoon, everybody. How are we?
Yeah, we're not so bad. Are you on duty this weekend, Joe?
I have a rare weekend off, actually,
nice.
but I'm straight back into action early next week, and I will be at Chelsea against Spurs for talkSPORT next Tuesday, so that will be a crunch game in some way, shape or form.
Yeah, and Andy has been saying it will be shaped. He thinks that game by the FA Cup, so we'll come on to that. We have got Chris, the Celtic fan, joining us this afternoon. Hello, Chris.
Good afternoon, lads. Harvey.
Yeah, how you feeling about tomorrow? You a bit nervous?
A bit nervous, you could say that. Yeah, nerves have been tested this season, certainly. So, yeah, looking forward to it tomorrow. Literally just secured a ticket to go, so looking forward to it.
Oh, well done. Was it a pen, Chris?
Oh, undoubtedly. You know, what else is there, you know? Despite the laws of physics getting argued in different kind of parts of the media, it was Stone Waller.
Stan's got a soft spot for Celtic, haven't you, Stan?
I have. I'm not saying anything about the penalty because I get enough stick on Twitter as it is without half Glasgow and you know, having a pop. I've got to be honest. I was chatting to a very well-known football manager yesterday, and he said, "Did you see it?" And I said, I thought it was a penalty. I said, because his hand's in an unnatural position. I said, it can hit your head and catch your hand, and he agreed. So. I know that's not the popular opinion, but I'm going to stick just to honest Fool's Panel's opinion today.
Thanks to the man in the green and white hoop shirt.
Never a million years.
So let's get underway then. We're going to kick off with Joe because the commentators are top, and we're starting off at Celtic Park for Celtic versus Hearts tomorrow lunchtime. A fantastic starter ahead of the FA Cup final. What do you reckon, Joe?
I'm hoping for a real thriller. I must admit, nothing against Celtic, but I would love Hearts to win it just for the run that they put together this season and for what a fairy tale it would be. I think it's 66 years, since they last won the league title. So it would be an incredible achievement. I'm going to go for Celtic 2, Hearts 2, which would get them over the line.
That would be enough,
I think neutrals feel like you, Joe.
Yeah. Stan, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I think that 12th men often get used in sort of cliches, but a full Celtic Park with 60-odd thousand, the loudest I've ever heard a football match was Celtic against Man United. Talk for doing comms with talkSPORT, I think it was back in 2008, and the whole ground shuddered. It was awe-inspiring. I think that for that reason alone, I think that the incessant noise over 90 minutes might just crack Hearts over the piece, and I make it Celtic 2, Hearts 1.
2-1. They've been so good defensively, Hearts, this season. And we had Gregor Robertson, who was a schoolboy at Hearts, saying, you know, he did fear that 60-odd thousand Celtic fans would make the difference. But I'm going to stick with them and how good defensively they've been. I'm going to go one each, agreeing with Joe that it will be enough. Andy, what do you think?
Sadly, I think Celtic will probably do it. I think it's tainted.
That's nothing against Celtic. It's just you're going for the underdog, aren't you? Really?
Only because it should never have got to this point. I don't agree with Stan.
I don't think it was a penalty.
It was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen in my life, and ludicrous. So but I have to give Celtic a narrow win, 2-1.
2-1 to Celtic. Well, Chris, is that you? They'll care not a jot. The Celtic fans, as Shaban and others have been proving this week. So we'll park the penalty. What about tomorrow? You're going to be there, Chris. What do you reckon?
Yeah, listen, firstly, you need to give back credit to Hearts. They've been excellent all season, but I just think it's written in the stars after Wilfred Nancy, the debacle of that earlier on in the season, and how far they've come with Martin O'Neill. I just think it's written in the stars tomorrow, so I'm going to go 2-0 Celtic. The fans will get us across the line. 2-0
Celtic. talkSPORT listeners home in the car. Next up, Chelsea-Manchester City, live on talkSPORT. And kick us off, Joe. What do you think?
I'm expecting it to be quite a one-sided affair, I'm afraid. I'm going for Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2.
Oh, OK. That's interesting. Stan, what say you?
Yeah, no, I think it's a cup final. And I think that for both teams it represents, you know, another trophy to keep them in that sort of top 4 or 5 of English football and then rebuild in the summer. Maybe both with new managers, we don't know. But I'm going to go Manchester City's need is greater, taking Pep out on his sword. Chelsea 1, Manchester City 2.
Chelsea 1, Manchester City 2. When I look at the Chelsea team sheet, I know they've not had a great season, but there are goals there as well in players like Pedro, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Palmer's, he's not had a great season. Fernandes. James is back. Great delivery from him. I'm going to go for, I think we're in for a long afternoon. I'm going 2 each, going into extra time. Andy, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm I'm going to go with a 1-1 and Chelsea to win it on penalties. It's
Oh,
mad, isn't it?
what about that?
Based on absolutely
Robert
nothing.
Sanchez, the hero of the hour.
I think it's going to be Jorgensen.
Oh, it'll be Jorgensen, yeah.
Blind faith.
Okay, you think it will be Jorgensen, not Sanchez?
I do, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think so.
What about you, Chris, the Celtic fan?
Are there other games on this weekend?
Yeah, I can understand what you mean. Yeah.
No, listen, I think I'm the guys. I think it's going to be a long game. I'll go one each and probably Man City to win in penalties.
Okay, thank you, Chris.
Man City are terrible at penalties. That's
yeah.
They miss a lot of pens.
TalkSport listener home in the car. Finally, Sunday afternoon, keep you in touch with this updates on TalkSport. Newcastle United versus West Ham. I don't know whether to watch or not, really.
What a game.
Joe.
Oh, it's one that West Ham really have to win, isn't it, in the context of the relegation battle? Newcastle have picked up of late 4 points in their last 2 games. They beat Brighton at home at St James's not too long ago. I just think football can do funny things at this time of the season. When teams need victories, they go out and they get them. And I'm going to back West Ham to sneak this by 2-1.
Really? 2-1 says Joe Shannon, our commentator. Stan.
No, I think that Newcastle's form over the season has been disappointing. I went up there with Villa and saw Villa win 2-0, and the locals weren't happy at all. Lots of course, rumours about Eddie Howe's position. Will he, won't he stay come summertime? Will they change? Is the Saudi money going to continue? So there are lots of question marks, but I think that St James's Park in a one-off game, end of season, they'll be wanting to see off the opponents in style. They've got the players to be able to do it. Is that I think that Newcastle will raise their game. You've got nothing to worry about, Paul, and it'll be Newcastle 2, West Ham United 0.
Okay, 2-0. I hope you're right, Stan. I've got nothing against West Ham personally, but obviously it's dog eat dog now, so we're both in the same boat. We want the other team to lose. I'm going to tip West Ham to win. I'm going to go with the same score as Joe on the basis that I don't want it to happen. It could easily be a draw, but I just think West Ham have had something about them. They're just some of the personnel there. They've got a bit of dog in them, as they say, and I think they're going to be looking to fight their way out of it. And they've got quality in players like Bowen and Somerville to create out of nothing. And they've been a bit unlucky. So I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham and hope I'm wrong. Andy, what do you think?
No, I think you'll be all right. I think I don't think Newcastle will win, but I don't think they'll lose either. I think this will be a draw. 1-1.
1-1, says Andy. And finally, Chris.
Yeah, I think you'll be safe tomorrow, Paul. I think West Ham are pretty much doomed. Newcastle at home, I'm going with a 3-1 win for the home team.
3-1, says Chris. Chris,
you'll just need a point then.
Well done on securing a ticket. I'm sure it was a hot ticket. Have a great day. Whatever happens, enjoy yourself. All the best.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
There we are. There's Chris, the Celtic fan, off to Celtic Park for that huge game. We could be right across that during all of our FA Cup coverage. It gets underway at 12:30. Thank you, Joe. I hope you're a good luck charm for Spurs next Tuesday.
Thank you, gents. Looking forward to the Hawksbee and Jacobs derby.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And a watch along with Jamie and Jason. Wow, that's going to be carnage. Thank you, Joe. And thank you, Stan.
Thanks,
we will catch up with you next week.
Up the Villa.
There we are, Stan Collymore there. So still to come, Todd Macklin, as always, will join us. Got some weird and wonderful stories. It's a week dominated, really, by Willie Won't He. Of course, that's not the bloke's name, Willie Won't He.
Yeah, I like him.
Remember him, what a player he was. Wraith Rovers and Falkirk, I think he finished his career. No, it's all about LeBron James and whether he packs up, whether he carries on, whether he stays at the Lakers. That would just be part of our conversation. There's an absolutely mad story from the world of baseball that we'll bring you as well. And if you're watching on YouTube or Connect TV, you'll get a chance to see the madness unfold. So that's all coming up in a few moments' time. We'll check in with our top team at the boxing and of Dave Allen in action in Doncaster tomorrow night. We'll bring you that fight live. And, of course, the clips of the week.
Eurovision. James Corden is with us in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning, mate. Good morning, James.
So happy to be here.
It's our pleasure. How are you?
I'm really well. Yeah, I'm very good.
Thank you for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
It's lovely. We've got so much to talk to you about.
For sure.
Before we talk about football, right?
Yes.
I was just going over old stuff that you've done, right?
Mm.
And I was watching with my producer Ollie this morning when you did the Sports Personality of the Year. I think it was 09, 07, I can't remember. It was nearly 20 years ago. And you stood up in front of everyone, right?
Yes.
You gave, as Smithy, you gave this massive speech.
Smithy won Coach of the Year.
And I said to the producer, he's got a good memory, right? How nerve-wracking must that have been for you? Was that just insane? Did you have autocue on that? Or was that...
Well, no, there was a prompter, but the issue was with that is we shot that 8 minutes
before
they went live for Sports Personality, so we only had one. We could only do it once.
Yeah.
From the standing up in the crowd, the walking through, doing all the stuff. So also, we had to make sure that lots of people were in the audience because as Sports Personality, they all wait in this room before they go out, and we had to go up to like Freddie Flintoff, and what we had to say to him, we had to go, Freddie, we're going to do this thing. Don't laugh along,
okay?
Because it can't look like it's like a sort of roast monologue.
Yeah,
which is why Freddie's such a brilliant actor. Looks so angry in that we just like make out like it's real. Don't just laugh along when we start saying all these things to different people. And the only instruction I was given was you can't interact with Capello because they were like, you're not allowed to interact with Capello.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van range. Commercial vehicles that go the distance for your business. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van centre.
The headlines at 3:04. I'm Tom Clayton. Good afternoon. It's our understanding Michael Carrick has been offered a 2-year contract at Man United with an optional extra. But the current interim boss didn't offer any clarity when asked this afternoon.
There's 2 games to go, right? So we knew. Apart from that, there's not much else I can say. Is probably what you'd expect. I think the situation is pretty clear for us all. So same as in terms of preparing for the game, really planning for that, and it doesn't change what I do this week.
They take on Forest on Sunday, live and exclusively on talkSPORT. Now, we're not expected to get a verdict on the Southampton Spygate investigation today. We've also been told any appeal would not be able to be taken to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Now, Martin O'Neill has doubled down on Celtic's penalty from midweek.
I think it's a penalty. I think he's handled the ball. Also had his arm around his neck as well too, but that's beside the point. When you see it again properly, it is a penalty.
Speaking of VAR, the Premier League's key match incidents panel has admitted 3 further errors have been made in the Premier League. They say Everton should have had a penalty against Man City, Bournemouth's penalty against Palace should have been overturned, and West Ham could have had 2 penalties against Brentford. And there's been an outcry over Jofra Archer's absence from the England cricket team this summer. He's set to miss the first test of England's summer so he can play in the IPL. The former England captain, David Gower, isn't happy.
Because let's face it, ECB looked after Jofra for a couple of years when he was out with injuries, and he was paid millions of pounds to walk the dog on Brighton Beach. And I think some of that loyalty should be repaid.
And Fabio Wardley's triggered his rematch clause with Daniel Dubois. Get more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
Trump weighs in on Starmer's position, saying it'll be tough to survive if he doesn't deal with immigration and energy policy. And a teenager who killed a great-grandmother with his e-bike has been jailed for nearly 7 years. Emma has more at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. You can't trust the weather right now, but you can always trust Pirelli tyres. In stock now at your local centre. Visit quickfit.com and book today.
Dry with sunny spells for many, a few showers on the coast with a few more developing inland too. Feeling less cold than recent days.
with respect to Shakira, as they say, they're all much of a muchness, John, aren't they, really? The Shakira back catalogue. They are. I mean, certainly her World Cup stuff.
Yeah, they're not memorable.
There's no Jazz Odyssey in there. There's no massive departure for Shakira, is there, really? But anyway, we've been planning her because she's going to be the first singer to do 4 World Cup songs, I think, so which is pretty impressive. What a bold claim to fame. Now, just to let you know, the Sports Bar Encouraging Signs podcast with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy is back. In the latest episode, they decided to put together their very own Spy 11 after all the controversy this week around Spygate. So the Sports Bar Encouraging Signs is out every Tuesday and Friday, wherever you get your podcast. And don't forget, Jamie and Jason will be doing a live watch-along as Chelsea take on...
I don't know, that is mad. I don't know they can stand to do that.
On Tuesday. I mean, especially because, you know, it doesn't really matter to Jason either way. He's only there to poke Jamie with sticks. So that will be...
You won't want to lose that.
For the neutral or the Chelsea fan, that will be massively entertaining if it all goes pear-shaped for Spurs. And if it does go... I mean, with respect, I won't be watching. No. I'm not sure whether to watch. I don't know what to do. Anyway, it's all on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. So we're going to be talking a bit of boxing later on. Todd Macklin joins us in the world of American sport. But before that, you've probably seen all the footage on social media of Kylian Mbappe getting the bird from the Real Madrid fans. Whistled and booed while he warmed up. Whistled and booed when he came on. He does seem to be the lightning rod for everything that's wrong at the club in the eyes of the fans. But does he deserve it? Let's speak to a seasoned Spanish football watcher and commentator, former Spurs, Manchester United, Cov, and Wimbledon FA Cup winner, let's not forget, on the eve of the final. Part of that crazy gang, Terry Gibson. Hi, Terry.
Good afternoon, Paul, Andy.
Hey. Happy memories of that day?
It was yesterday, 38 day.
Oh, wow.
38-year anniversary yesterday, which... Wow. Age is creeping up on you and you start working out and go, 38 years, my goodness me, I was 25 years old.
You were instrumental in the goal, weren't you, Terry?
I was thereabouts on the penalty spot. And it was, I was one of many in the penalty area then because back then we used to work hard on set pieces, believe it or not.
Teams don't do that anymore, do they?
No, and we knew that Liverpool was so good they didn't bother working too hard defending them. They didn't put too much thought into it. They just relied on outstanding play from open football.
Yeah. So, does he deserve it in your eyes? You've watched a lot of him. You've seen everything unfold at the club. I mean, look, there's two ways of looking at it. You know, this is not the first time he's been a divisive figure at a football club. But by the same token, it's very easy for other people to let him take the rap for everything, isn't it?
Yeah, he was on the bench last night. I was actually working on the game, and Vinicius got the brunt of it. He started. It was him. It was Chouameni who was getting jeered and whistled. It was quite irritating watching the game when every time those players touched the ball, the entire stadium was whistling. And then when, funny enough, when Jude Bellingham came on, he came on to a loud cheer.
Right.
And I think that's because he's been seen as the one player that's standing up to Mbappe. So when Mbappe warmed up, the whistles went up a few decibels, and when he came on, he looked like he didn't have a care in the world. Honestly, it was the first thing he did was to jog onto the pitch, and he gave Santi Cazorla just come on as sub for Oviedo a big hug, and they were shaking hands whilst the game was in play. Oh. The ball wasn't out for a set piece. Then he played a sort of role that was similar to like James Rodriguez or Kaká, where he dropped deep into midfield and was doing all the step overs and the tricks and the skills. And he was smiling and laughing all the way through it, knowing full well he was getting the boos and the whistles from the fans. It's kind of weird. I'm compromised. He's a brilliant footballer. He's got 41 goals 41 appearances till he came off the bench for 15 minutes last night. And when you've got a player he's undoubtedly such a talented footballer, I just wish he would do more to brush up on his image, his PR image. I mean, he was missing for 2 weeks. In that spell, he went to Sardinia for a quick break with his partner. He came back. He'd missed the Clasico. He did a social media post where he said, "Hala Madrid," but they were 2-0. The scoreline was 2-0 to Barcelona. It was almost as if he was saying, "This is what happens when I'm not playing." And then when he came on last night, it was just a laugh and a joke to him. And then the comments afterwards were just ridiculous. But he's a brilliant footballer. Every team in the world would love to have him in the team just based on purely footballing talent. But I'm compromised by the fact that he does some silly things that doesn't endear him to people.
Him and Vinny are difficult to manage, aren't they? And they saw off Alonso, and it looks like they'll see off Arbeloa as well. And there was this thing where Mbappe said, "Oh, he told me I'm only the fourth striker," and Arbeloa afterwards said, "No, I never said anything like that." That doesn't help.
That relationship was broken down. He said, I only watch French press conferences. I don't watch the Spanish one. So it's all it's a mess. So it looks like it's going to be Jose next. And if that's the case, how do you expect him to approach managing Mbappe and Vinny and others?
Well, it's almost like, Paul, that they haven't had a manager for the second half of the season. And now Mbappe was also claiming that they shouldn't have sacked Xabi Alonso. Yet he was one of the reasons Xabi Alonso left the club. Him and Vinicius, they did things that towards the end of Xabi Alonso's spell as manager of Real Madrid that really went against the manager. So they've got no respect for Arbeloa. The players have been running the show since January. And this is the outcome. Will Jose Mourinho, will he be able to resolve it? I mean, we had the debacle of a press conference from Florentino Perez this week where he said he denies talking to Jose Mourinho. It was a 3-hour press conference where he complained about everything and everybody.
Yeah.
And
Barcelona, he got stuck into them, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He got stuck into La Liga, to referees. He's now put up an election, but you've only got a week to get your campaign ready. Otherwise, it's too late. And 200 million euros as well.
Wow.
So they're for us, they're the gift. The Real Madrid are a gift they just keep giving to us. The game last night there was nothing on it. They were playing against the team that were bottom of the league. They were already relegated, but it was a chance for the Bernabeu to speak. That was the headline in the press building up to the game, and they showed their dissent last night. There was banners with Florentino Perez out. They need a radical overhaul. Is Jose the right person? It's going to be fun to watch, put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. You and John Driscoll still doing your Spanish football podcast, Terry?
Yeah, we've just done the recent one this week, this midweek round the fixtures. We've got 10 or 11 teams that can still get relegated, and 3 or 4 of those can still finish up in Europe. So I've never seen a season like it in all the time I've been in football. It's absolutely only one team relegated, 2 games to go, and as I say, over half the division can go down.
And just remind us what it's called.
It's Eltel and John's La Liga Weekly.
Excellent. Terry, enjoy the final tomorrow.
Thanks, Andy.
All the best. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
There we are. There's Terry Gibson there, a Spanish football expert. Our thanks to him. Clips of the week to come. We'll keep you updated with the USPGA. We'll hear from some of the gaffers, and in a departure, we'll hear from the Celtic and the Hearts managers as well this afternoon before we hand over to Rory Jennings and Darren Bentwood Drive at 4 o'clock. We're here with our good friends at Tool Station, open from 7 a.m. Monday to Saturday. Grab what you need, get on site, get it done. First stop, Tool Station.
Let me ask this. Out of all the players that Tottenham have, in terms of technical dribbling ability, is Maddison not able to change the direction of the ball at drop of a hat? Is he not, though? Is that not his bag? Yeah. That's what he can do, right? Yeah. Come on now.
How often?
Come on now.
What are we talking? You're talking about James Maddison. Like,
here we go. He hates him, innit? Yeah, here we go.
I don't care about James Maddison, but we can't pretend that James Maddison is some sort of...
Maddison would walk into your squad right now.
James Maddison?
Maddison would walk into your squad right now.
There isn't a Chelsea...
And furthermore, in terms of your 10s and creative players, if Maddison was on his day, he'd be the best one in your team. On his day, yeah.
This is the most wild thing I've ever
not.
heard.
Who are your cams? It's not. Cole Palmer.
You do what wild
Cole
comments.
Palmer.
It's very
Wait.
rare that I'm speechless, but this is that moment.
Cole Palmer, I'm a fan of Cole. I think he's great. And on his day, he's an amazing player, yeah. I do think Madders, though, on his day, provides something that you don't have in your squad right now.
James Maddison wouldn't have got into a Chelsea squad in the last 40 years.
That's insane.
There isn't one Chelsea squad.
He's getting in this squad.
There isn't a Chelsea
right
squad
now.
with James
Start for you now.
James Maddison.
While he was injured, he would have started for you.
James, do you know what? If he was part of our squad, do you know what he'd be doing? He'd be vlogging it from the sidelines, sitting with opposing fans' YouTube channel.
You know what, yeah? My Spurs friends have warned me about you, yeah?
Yeah, trust me.
But look, I respect it. I actually respect what you're saying. Like, it's fair enough. You're entitled to an opinion. You're wrong, but you're entitled to an opinion.
I'm completely correct.
No,
you are wrong. Trust me. You're wrong. You're actually wrong. He's wrong. Tell him.
Do you know part of the reason why Tottenham are in this predicament?
Go on.
It's because of the standards that are set by vice-captain James Maddison, sitting in the stands, vlogging with angry Ginge as you concede goals against Man United.
I have no problem with that at all. I think he's a great player. If he wants to vlog while he's injured, he's got an ACL. What do you want him to do? Sit around moping?
That's a Tottenham mentality.
You get in your squad.
All right.
Maddison.
Yeah.
Maddison doesn't
He would.
You've got so many players in your squad. He would. Like,
By the way,
the same winger.
By the way, I just want to say, Tottenham mentality is Chelsea's mentality to wear that gold badge that you won that Disney Cup. That's your mentality.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000. Oh my God. Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Before we chat to Todd Macklin, look at the world of American sport. Gabby Partington's back to keep us updated with the US PGA. Gabby.
Yes, there isn't a lot of forward momentum out there. The mark still remains at 3 under par, held by Alex Smalley and 5 others, including pot heater Jaeger, Minwoo Lee and Hitsatsune, who remain in the afternoon wave and still yet to tee off. Patrick Reed briefly nudged into a share of the lead, but handed one back at the par 4 6th after finding the fescue, undoing that early momentum. For Scotty Scheffler, it's been a scrappy start by his standards. 4 tee shots hit, 4 fairways missed. 3 over for the day so far, so slip back to level overall. Former champion Martin Keimer, who also had a share of the overnight lead, also going backwards 5 over today. So yeah, it's not pretty. The main story so far, big names struggling out there. Still early into round 2 though, plenty more golf to be played.
PGA Championship update on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals, guaranteed.
Time then to talk American sports with our man Todd Macklin. Hey, Todd.
Hi, boys.
We're going to start with LeBron. The Lakers were knocked out of the playoffs. They're done for the season. LeBron James said after the game that he had no idea what his future held. So I suppose all the questions are, does he retire? Does he go back to the Lakers? Will they want him back? Can they afford him if he wants the same deal? Will he have to take a lesser deal to get one more season? That'll be 24 seasons. No one's ever done that before. So where are you at with all this, Todd?
I'm at a solid, I don't know.
Perfect. Thank you, Todd. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, exactly. I'll throw another possibility. What about back to Cleveland, right? Where it all began for him with the Cavaliers. He's from Akron, Ohio, so same state. I would throw that in the mix too as a possibility. Yeah, I think we all wait again on a decision for LeBron James, right? You remember that decision where he took his talents to South Beach? And I think we're waiting on another decision by him. And I think it is exactly what you said, right? It's, do the Lakers want him back? Which I think they do. I think he really likes it in LA. The life his family has in LA, I think he really likes it. There's been reports of, just small slights. He feels slighted about certain things with the Lakers. So, yeah, I just think it's, does he just go back to where he's happy family-wise? Does he go back to Cleveland? Does he go and chase a championship, right? There's a lot of teams that you add LeBron James to them, and it just become more of an NBA championship potential team. I think the last thing I'll say on this, he is still playing at such a high level. He's not the dominant best player in the game anymore, but man, is he still playing at a high level. And I think that's one of the biggest things when you look at a guy at this point in his career. You said looking at a 24th season. Most people at a 24th season are not playing at the level that LeBron James still plays at.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's worthy of his place, but it costs you a lot of money. Anyway, we'll see. Now, this is a story I was just interested to get your thoughts on. The top college basketball players have got until May the 27th to decide whether they want to go into the NBA draft or basically stay at school and keep playing college basketball. Now, my immediate thought was, well, why would you want to stay at school? The money that's on offer to go into the majors, to go into the NBA. And we know the guys can earn money now in college sport, but nothing like the sort of money they can get if they're on an NBA team's roster. So, I mean, we've seen players delay, haven't we? So what's the thinking behind it, Todd?
I think it's just, you use the term delay, I think it just delays adulthood to a certain degree, right? I think family situations play into it. Some people, their families need the money, so a lot of guys make the decision to go into the draft and start their professional career. I think it just depends. Listen, some people just love the college experience, so they're like, listen, that money is always going to be there. But the college experience, you kind of can't go back and get. So I think that's part of it. Some play on a great team, right? And maybe they haven't won a national championship, and maybe winning a national championship in college is a big deal, and they delay as well. So just kind of a number of different factors that go into deciding whether to go into the draft or not. And my final one may be where you would be in the draft. So if there's a lot of good prospects and it means that maybe you're not one of the top picks, maybe you delay a year if it means that you're going to be number one or number two in the draft. Again, another thing that goes into the thinking.
And it seems that some of the main top picks, and I've read the list of guys' names that I've fancied, their agents are already horse trading with the team, so they won't go into the draft unless they know they're going to be a number one pick for a certain team. So
there's also the spectre of injury as well.
Yeah, that's right. So they kind of know that they're going to be picked, a lot of these top players, don't they, anyway?
Yeah, and this draft especially is an incredibly deep draft. So it's not top heavy, meaning it's not just kind of the first 2 or 3 picks that everyone is kind of raving about. This draft, people are saying, hey, you're going to get a very good player at 10 or 12 in the draft, and that's just not always the case.
Now, they announced the NFL, their international game schedule again, and Tottenham get games, Wembley gets games. They're going back to Melbourne, they're going to Rio, they're going to Mexico, I think they're going back to Germany. So places they've been before. So as far as I could tell, and France is Paris as well, are they going anywhere where they've never been before? Or are these all sort of returns?
I think the returns, what is it? I think it's 9 games. It's the sites. So they were Dublin last year, and they're Paris. So kind of Dublin's been shifted for Paris. But yeah, they're in Madrid and they're in Germany. So they're in their spots. And again, they're in, the Australia is the big one, right? Just that how far you have to travel for that one. But I think they're kind of in their spots. And I think that's what they do. Listen, they have their spots they want to go back to, and London tops that list, right? Like there's 3 games in London. No one else gets more than one. So that is their kind of main spot. And then they just look to add in different spots. It's hard to argue with the NFL, just their decision-making. I mean, they're the top of the heap, right?
Yeah.
With respect to money that they generate when you're talking about the North American sports. So it's hard to kind of quibble with the decisions and the places that they're deciding to go to.
And more, is this the most games, or is it the same as last year? It seems like is it one more game than last year? It's a lot of games away.
Yeah, I think it's the one more.
Yeah.
I think it's the one more game than last year.
Wow. Now, we spoke about this guy last year. He plays for the Seattle Mariners in the world of baseball, Cal Raleigh. He had a brilliant season. He was Sports Illustrated's breakout star of the year. He got 60 home runs, and we talked about how brilliant he'd been. But talk about the nature of sport and the way it can bite you on the bum. Cal Riley's had a terrible season. He's been on the longest hitless streak in the league. 0 hits in 38 at-bats. So he's walked up to the plate 38 times and not hit the ball. We finally broke his duck this week, Todd. And he said the reason it happened is that a teammate said to him, the only way to get rid of all the bad mojo is to shower in your full uniform after the game. Well, it worked. He had a couple of single hits afterwards, but then he subsequently got injured.
I'm getting the Chelsea players in the shower.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what you got to do, full kit showers. But what a story. I mean, like, you know, last year he was the cock of the walk, as they say. This year he's the feather duster.
And that's 2 incredible things about baseball. Number one, that you just pointed out, last year he was runner-up for the MVP in the American League, had the greatest hitting season by a catcher. And as you said, this year it's just completely reversed. And baseball has a habit of doing that. And the other thing, no one is more superstitious than baseball players. So the lunacy of showering with your uniform on, to think that might actually work, that's baseball. They are so superstitious that he would try that and think that it worked because he got a couple base hits.
Yeah, that's
incredible.
He'll do that next time. They'll all be doing it. The Major League Baseball record was 2018-19. Chris Davis of the Orioles, who went 0 for 54. That was 17 games, 211 days without hitting a ball.
Wow.
That's going to get inside.
This is the hardest thing in sport, though, to hit a baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And finally, this is a great story. This was the Montgomery.
This is even harder than hitting a baseball.
I saw the Montgomery Biscuits play when we were on holiday a few years ago. Yeah, Montgomery Biscuits played the Biloxi Shuckers in the sort of minor league baseball. Yeah. And this mad incident happened where a guy hit the ball. The outfield on the right fell on top of the ball and fell on top of it so hard he pushed it into the ground, pushed it into the field of play. So this guy, Austin Oven, he sets off thinking any minute the ball's going to come back in. And he gets home run because the guy literally can't dig the ball out of the earth. It's burrowing into the centre of the earth. And in the end, they have to get other fielders go out there, try and get it out. None of them can do it. If people are watching on YouTube, they can see it now. They can check it out on YouTube. Then the umpires come over because there's a great big hole in the pitch. It's pretty nuts, isn't it?
Can't get it out either. It's incredible.
I'm 57 years old. I've never seen a play like this in baseball before. As you mentioned, like the outfielder slides to stop the ball from going into the corner, but slides on top of it, pushes it into the ground, and then the outfielder is hurt. So he really can't. I mean, he can't dig the ball out, and it's not until it's an inside the park home run that they finally get the ball out. Incredible to see.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, Todd, you must be very excited. Canada are poised to join Eurovision. Did you see that?
Oh, really?
I did not.
Wow.
But Celine, wasn't the story Celine Dion was in Eurovision, right?
She was,
years ago. For another cup,
was that for France? I guess it was for France. It'd be weird otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah,
well, maybe Todd.
Would be, yeah.
Maybe Todd.
So listen, incredible honor for Canada to be thought of to be in Eurovision.
Well,
can't wait.
Get working on a song, Todd, and you can perform it next year. That would be fantastic.
Take me out to the ball game.
Yeah. That's a reworking, a kind of thumping Boys Town disco version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. That will be good.
In the shower in full uniform.
Yeah, that's
too,
it.
Right?
We've
That's
even got the
best way.
set sorted out. That's it, the Cal Riley. Cheers, Todd. Thanks very much.
See you, boys.
We'll have some clips of the week for you very shortly. Then we'll hear from the managers at all the big games, including Celtic versus Hearts.
Ben White is to miss the rest of Arsenal's season and is set to be ruled out of the World Cup. A suspected knee ligament injury for Ben. He picked it up on Sunday. I think it was a 50-50, wasn't it? It was Somerville of West Ham. Now, up until now, Tuchel has ignored Trent Alexander-Arnold since his move to Real Madrid this summer. Could it be goodbye Ben and hello Trent? What do you think?
My gut feeling is Tuchel just doesn't fancy Trent, no matter who's fit or not, to be honest. From a defensive point of view, that's how it feels. The recent squad, he had 36, and he didn't put him in, so I don't see why I'd be putting him in now.
You think he's decided he's not going to be featured?
Feels that way.
Yeah,
I might be completely wrong, but
no matter what.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be going. It's a shame for Ben White because he seems to be in a good books for Tuchel, and he's just started to get his form back a little bit, playing regularly because Timber's injury. He's decent player.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know Gary Neville had a little criticism of the way he made that tackle. I kind of make him right in a way, but the problem you've got now, because I missed the final once by dangling a leg. Rio come through me hard, Rio Ferdinand, the way it leads it was, and I did my ligaments, missed the final because of it. And I look back on the tackle and think, yeah, I should have gone in full tilt. Problem you've got now with the way the rules are, especially with the follow-through rule, even if you go in full tilt and you do get the ball, but you catch someone on the way through,
and you get a red card.
Yeah, it actually encourages you to be a bit more tentative.
So what is it when you're going in fairly committed, but don't end up truly committed? Yeah. I mean, Gary Neville said Ben White just hangs his leg there. It's poor. He's got to be stronger than that. He's hurt himself there.
Yeah, and that's my point.
He says you're asking for trouble by doing that.
Yeah, he's right.
It's our understanding Manchester United have offered Michael Carrick a 2-year contract with an optional extra. The club wants the deal done by this weekend. Carrick has taken Man United to third in the Premier League, winning 10 out of his 15 games in charge. Next, we're told Middlesbrough have been refused access to Southampton's Spygate hearing today. Only Saints and the independent panel will be there. We could get a ruling on Southampton's alleged spying today. Here's our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook.
If it is systematic, it doesn't just affect Middlesbrough, does it? Take Wrexham, for example, who missed out on a playoff place on the last day of the season. They got hammered by Southampton towards the end of the campaign. Had that result have gone differently, they would have been in the top 6. Yeah. So they have a claim as well.
The EFL have warned the playoff final with Hull City could still be postponed. Here's Scott Minto saying the rules have been poorly drafted.
You have to blame the EFL for this as well, though. The law's in place, but not the penalty. How can you have a law in place and then say, look, right, you do this, you get that? And that's not the case.
The EFL have confirmed the case cannot go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, and any appeal would be heard here by another independent panel. And Seamus Coleman's thanked Everton fans for helping him in more ways than they could imagine. He's leaving Everton after 17 years and is still deciding whether he'll stay on as a coach or play elsewhere.
Yeah, just for the clips of the week, Tom Clayton has popped back in. Borough have issued a statement, haven't they, Tom?
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. Well, we've been hearing today that Middlesbrough were going to be blocked from that hearing into the decision over Spygate. The statement they put out this afternoon says Middlesbrough FC notes the decision of the disciplinary commission not to permit the club to intervene in the proceedings brought by the EFL against Southampton FC. The club regrets that outcome, given we are directly affected by the matters under consideration and hold relevant factual evidence as the events in question and their competitive impact. Later in the statement, they say, crucially, the only appropriate response is a sporting sanction which would prevent Southampton FC from participating in the EFL Championship playoff final. That part of the statement today from Middlesbrough FC. We will get into more details throughout the rest of the afternoon on Drive, and also we'll have a look at it on talksport.com.
Thank you very much, Tom. Yeah, they say that what happened, Spygate goes to the very heart of sporting integrity and fair competition, which is
but
why
the punishment's got to fit the crime. You know, they did not lose that game because of that bloke taking photos. Come on.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's a bit of a potboil, and think of Hull, who still don't know they're going to be playing, and the Borough players who probably want to go off on holiday.
Yeah, absolutely.
So EFL have to get on with it, really, don't they?
No, they've done wrong, but a big fine would be for me. But there we go. I'm not in charge.
So let's bring in the clips of the week with Tool Station.
Clips of the week on talkSPORT with Tool Station. First stop, Tool Station.
talkSPORT Clips of the Week.
Andy, would you like to get us underway today?
Yes, I'd love to. And we kick off with Stuart Pearce and Reshman Chowdhury discussing the next Chelsea manager.
Who do you think they should actually target? Who do you think they should go for?
Well, you look at availability, really, don't you? Ariola obviously is available, proved himself.
Iriola,
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I think we're in for Harriola.
Yeah, he's good, Harriola. Yeah, it's a good old Harry. I hope he doesn't mean Ariola. That means something completely different. Tony Cascarino on Weekend Breakfast now, marking the 100th birthday of a TV legend.
My first memories of David Attenborough was when he did the gorilla sketch. Well, sketch, it's not really a sketch.
Well, it wasn't really a sketch, wasn't it? Really. Yeah, this gorilla is no more. It was ceased to be. It's an ex-gorilla.
That 4 candles thing, that gorilla. Yeah. So funny.
That's right, 4 bananas. So, what's next then?
It's Rory Jennings alongside Darren Bent on Drive, talking Spygate.
You never know what you're going to find. You never know what you're going to find. So, yeah, maybe the top line is that you don't find out too much.
No.
But you also might unearth some gold. It's like those people who go out with metal detectors on Brighton Pier. You never know what you're going to find.
You're probably better off going on the beach, Rory. I think that might be a better idea, because on the pier you're going to find what? Candy floss, few chips. I would imagine maybe a few 50p coins people have dropped. Over to the sports bar now, where it's quiz time for Jason and Jamie.
I want 5 people with double-barrelled surnames.
I got 21 seconds.
Gifton Noel Williams.
Kieran Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah.
Barwood Hellis.
Oh, yeah. Barwood Hellas. I got
Greek,
you to say.
Greek player.
Yeah, Barwood Hellas. Yeah. I think they're a Sunday team, a Greek Sunday team in the Barwood area. What's next?
It's newsreader Nick Ellaby with the top story of the week.
talkSPORT News.
Big Angela Rayner settles her unpaid tax bill.
Big Angela Rayner, Big Ange.
It's so sport.
So we are, mate. It's great, isn't it? Right. Big Angela Rayner.
I'm only going to think of her as Big Ange.
That's it. You've got time now for the talkSPORT caller of the week, to Sam Queck on Early Breakfast.
I'm going to say good morning now to Chris, the Arsenal fan. Good morning, Chris. Chris?
Morning, Sam. How are you?
Hi, mate. How are you? What are you up to this morning?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
I'm just getting in from work.
Oh, this is
getting in. Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Chris. I think we've got a massive delay on the line, but go ahead. What are you up to this morning, and what are your thoughts on Spygate with Southampton?
talkSPORT Caller of the Week.
What did Chris say at the end there? Maybe that gets to the bottom of it. Maybe Borough should have just put that out. They didn't need to do a full. They just could have gone, So, anyway, what's happening in the news today, Ben Fletcher?
I'm Ben Fletcher. Good afternoon. We're told to expect a nuclear explosion.
Blimey,
I'm panicking now.
A bit much. Everybody get under the
Have we got a
table.
bunker here at News UK.
Yeah, I'd like to think. I don't think we'll be making the cut.
No, I don't think we will.
I think you find old management, they'll be steaming out, closing the door in our faces.
I can see them all leaving.
Yeah, look at that already. Mass exodus. Anyway, where were we? Andy,
It's
what's next?
Jim White, who sounds like he's taking a bit of a risk with his upcoming guest.
What do we need in a situation like this? We need a voice of reason, and that voice is coming in the form of Brad Friedel, who will take us off air.
Oh, that's a bit worrying. Sweary Brad Friedel. We had Brad on once and he took us off air. No, that can't be right. He's not that kind of lad.
No, not at all.
And he's back. Scooby-Doo's favourite golfer, courtesy of newsreader Matt Hutchinson.
Southampton say they'll fully cooperate after being charged with spying on Middlesbrough's training sessions, and Rory McIlroy is not against live golf players returning to the PGA Tour.
Rory McIlroy? Happens a lot. Happens a lot. And what's next, Andy?
It's back to Rory Jennings with one we're calling Kept That Quiet.
Yeah, definitely kept it quiet.
Have you got anything else wrong? Any other major
Yeah,
stinkers?
there'd be loads. But I mean,
Nothing you can think of?
Nothing, but there'd be loads.
Yeah. I remember being at Stamford Bridge with my dad, John Terry.
Really? He kept that quiet, didn't he?
Does John know?
Be looking for free tickets. And finally, it's Tony Cascarino, Shabana Hearn, and their weekend producer on the Sports Breakfast, Sam, chatting about some of the World Cup cities.
I would imagine in Charlotte, or just on the outskirts of Charlotte, there's a lot of outskirts that you can get away from everything.
Absolutely, yeah. There's lots of forests and all that sort of stuff. And
Have you been in Charlotte before?
For now.
Absolutely.
Don't feel the need to answer that, Sam. Anyway, thanks to everybody who suggested clips this week. Dave Mendy, John Keynes, Dan Davis, Graham Oakley, Nick Ellaby, Roger in Durham, Gazman, Zoggy the Gooner, Johnny Weaver, Dave Clark, Zach Johnson, Bob in Essex, and Lady Wolfrun.
Did Nick suggest his own clip?
I think he must have done.
Brilliant, well done.
It maybe did it on purpose. You can't be doing that, Nick. So, if you hear a clip on TalkSport over the next 7 days, please send it in to us, talksport.com/H&J. You can text it to 81089, and you can tweet it to TSH&J. We just need a day and a time, as always, when you heard the clip go out, and if it's played like those guys, you'll get a credit. Clips of the Week is available as a podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Just look for TalkSport, Hawksbee and Jacobs Clips of the Week. And the H&J Daily, with some of the best bits of this afternoon's show, will be available as well as a podcast. And we chatted to Tommy Smith, the Braintree player who's off to the World Cup with New Zealand. We had Rachel Brooks, F1 presenter and former TalkSport colleague, popping in to see us. All manner of stuff went on this afternoon. So you can, whatever you missed, you can catch up with on the H&J Daily podcast. But for now, that was the Clips of the Week. Thanks to Toolstation. We have some live boxing for you this weekend. One of the most popular guests here on TalkSport. Never a dull moment with heavyweight Dave Allen. He's in action at the weekend up in his hometown of Doncaster, fighting in the stadium. And we're going to be catching up with Spencer Oliver ahead of that fight in a few moments' time. We're here with Toolstation as always. First stop for everything for the job from 7 a.m. Monday to Saturday. Start strong. Start it right. First stop, Toolstation.
Clips of the week on TalkSport with Toolstation. First stop, Toolstation.
got Jason Bourne sitting in front of the back three.
The ball
mate.
goes over the top.
Yeah, but Jason Bourne's just going to eat everyone up.
You got Shaggy running in behind
No,
Jaws.
Shaggy didn't make the team. You binned him.
Who's there?
Walkie-talkie, Jaws and Scooby-Doo.
Okay. All right, fine, okay.
All right, here we go, boys. Well done, everyone. This is a good team. Our Spy Sports Bar 11. In goal, we've got Octopussy.
Tell us why.
Well, it's just good arms. Good arms.
They're not...
Back three.
Arms and legs.
We've got the back three, the walkie-talkie, Jaws, and Scooby-Doo. Solid back three.
I'm happy with that.
Up and down Scooby-Doo, walkie-talkie, good community, Jaws, edit and kick it. Jason Bourne in midfield, eating everyone up with the binoculars for vision in the middle of the pitch. Inspector Gadget, player number 10. The main man, does everything. He's got the lot. Johnny English, out left. Can go missing. Can be a bit of a mess, but he always comes up with something. Right wing, the Maverick. Got the mojo, Austin Powers. And then up front, we've got the fake moustache, he's good in the box. And we've got James Bond, because he shoots to kill. That is
I think we pulled it together, you know.
Bar 11 on Spying. All right, and we're going to carry this on, by the way, guys, because up next, it gets better. We are joined by former British military intelligence officer Philip Ingram to tell us where it all went wrong for Southampton and Spygate.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000. Oh my God. Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Live boxing for you tomorrow night on talkSPORT. Dave Allen takes on Filip Hrgovic at the Keepmoat Stadium in his native Doncaster. That's obviously Dave, not Hrgovic. At the ceremonial weigh-in to come, the weigh-in has happened, and Dave is quite chuffed because he had a bet with his team, his backroom team, that he'd come in under 18 stone. And Spencer Oliver joins us now, head of the fight. Hi, Spencer.
Paul, Andy, how are you both doing? Yeah, I'm here just ahead of the ceremonial weigh-in, as you said, at Marketplace here in the heart of Doncaster. You know, and we're only less than 24 hours away now from that big fight for Dave Allen. You know, he's talked about the nerves in the build-up to this one and when they will kick in and how will that affect him. Well, this is a chance for both guys. This is the final really face-off before they step in the ring. This is when reality kicks in, guys. And will we see Dave Allen? Will we see those nerves appear? But look, it's going to be a huge night for him at the Eco Power Stadium. It's going to be massive. 10,000 plus strong fans there. And it's going to be a big, big night for him for sure.
Dave's come in the lightest he's been for 7 years, Spencer.
Wow.
17 stone 10. Now you say he's 50 grand richer because his team said he'd never be able to do it. So he's not been on the pork belly. When he was last in with us, he was telling us he loves a bit of pork belly. But he's clearly been looking after himself.
Well, it was not... guys, it weren't so long ago he joined me in the commentary position as well. We was doing another fight for talkSPORT, and he had a packet of sausage rolls. There was some Scotch eggs there as well. To say that he doesn't live particularly well outside of boxing is probably an understatement. But for this one, speaking to Jamie Moore, his trainer, earlier on, he was down at the Doncaster race courses there, and I think that he's been running around there with his dad, Dave Allen has, believe it or not. But he said, listen, the diet has been absolutely spot on. You're right, he's weighed 17 stone 11 for this one. And to put that into context, his last fight up in Nottingham, when he weighed, that was in February of this year, he weighed 19 stone 5. Wow. So he's got himself in big shape. He knows what he's got to do here, guys. He is in against a world-class athlete, an elite heavyweight, in number 5 in the Ring Magazine rankings, Filip Hrgovic. He knows he's up against it. He has to work. He's got to be that workhorse. We need to see something from Dave Allen that we've never seen before.
We wish him well and enjoy. We'll look forward to hearing from you tomorrow, Spencer. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
Cheers, Spencer. That's Spencer Oliver. He'll be popping up in Drive once that ceremonial weighing's happened. And yeah, that's live on talkSPORT tomorrow evening.
Yeah, I heard him on Drive yesterday, Spencer, and it is a big fight for Dave Allen.
It's great. We'd love to. He's upset the odds in the past, so it'd be lovely to see him do it. Anyway, let's hear from some of the managers. Going to kick off with Martin O'Neill. He said he's not been surprised by the massive fallout of Celtic's penalty against Motherwell, but he reveals why he fully believes it was the correct decision.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a penalty. I think he's handled the ball. Also had his arm round his neck as well too, but that's beside the point. When you see it again properly, it is a penalty. Now, but what in the wider scheme of things, I think that everybody should be looking at this. Throughout Europe, we have seen penalties given when we all think, well, that wouldn't have happened years ago. It wouldn't have done. It looks very, very harsh. A handball. Should be a major point of discussion in the summertime, to have a look again to see what they're doing. And I know sometimes in European football it's a wee bit different to ours. It shouldn't be. It should be uniform.
Yeah, so if Hearts get one like that tomorrow, you'll be happy about it.
Yeah. Well, no, look, he said that in the aftermath, having watched it back. But look, it's a game of opinions. I don't think it was. You don't think it was. A lot of people don't think it was. But Martin, an awful lot of Celtic fans do. Derek McInnes, let's hear from him now, Hearts manager of that huge game at Celtic Park tomorrow, who believes his squad can do what's needed.
Yeah, well, obviously we need to go there and perform well. First and foremost, I think any time you go to Celtic Park with your teams, it's you've got to do so many things right. There's a consistency of messaging of what you need to try and do there. And obviously tomorrow, with everything it entails, that just gets amplified, really, because it's a perfect ending to a season, for the league, Scottish football, for drama and excitement. It's pure box office. It's been a long time, I think, since both teams who could win the title go head to head. The good thing for me is, the confidence I feel in the players is so strong. We have to go there with courage. We have to go there with belief and be bullish with our work. And there has to be that sense of it's all about the detail in the game and playing well.
Regular updates to that game, of course, in the build-up to the FA Cup tomorrow. Our focus will be on the FA Cup final. And we're going to be bringing you that game live, of course. Adrian Durham, Sam Matterface, Stuart Pearce and Scott Minto will be your commentary team for all the build-up. And we've got plenty of live football tonight. We've got Villa-Liverpool for you here on talkSPORT. Salford, Grimsby and Notts County versus Chesterfield in the League Two playoff semi-final second legs. And all manner of football over the weekend as well. So it's going to be a busy one, plus the boxing tomorrow night. So that is us, Andy. Have a lovely day at the FA Cup final with your three generations. That must be a beautiful thing.
No, it is a beautiful thing, and that's what it's all.
And
about.
your grandson's first final.
Yeah, he's good sport. He's not like me. He takes it really well.
He's a good sport. He's a good loser. That's not the Jacobs way, is it? Anyway, have a great weekend. Keep it talkSPORT. We've got so much live sport for you this weekend. But coming up next, it's Rory Jennings and Darren Bent with Drive.
We don't listen. Middlesbrough went 1-0 up, Jamie.
Yeah, he's right.
Right, they played brilliant. The first half, we scored an equaliser, right, and that done it. That put it to bed because the second half we come out flying, mate. Middlesbrough had nothing. They were leggy. They were gone.
I think the rule is if you're going to
great call.
don't get caught.
What? What's that?
The rule is you're going to cheat.
Is that your analysis of?
I think
Spygate.
I think well,
if you're going to cheat, don't get caught.
Well, I think if you cheat, rule number 1, don't get caught. Can't get caught cheating, mate. Can you?
You can't say that, mate.
Well, you can.
You can't.
I don't think it's cheating.
What do you mean?
Just don't get caught.
What do you mean? It's cheating.
It's not cheating.
It is a form of cheating.
It's not a form of cheating, but if you are cheating, don't get caught.
He's texting another woman.